welcome to, as you can see, right here somewhere, there it is, the Random Kristian Show. It is a Tuesday because the weekend's been over. Nobody cared about Monday. We've got the show today, and a fantastic show it's going to be. And then, of course, the weekend, because we're just going to ignore the other days of the week and then kick off Friday right after this. So welcome to it. I am Kristian Random, and we want to thank Matt and our other co-host, Andy. Let me get this technologically advanced graphic out of the way. Hi, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Don't mind this. It's my new pet, at least for a little while. It's helping control migraines and muscle spasms. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm glad you are here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And just pot that down a little bit. Today, we are going to be talking with Eve Simon from the podcast Gen X Stories. Yeah, I know you guys have seen it, watched it, and listened to them. Well, she's going to be here, and we're going to be talking all sorts of Gen X stuff and a little back-to-schoolish thing to be in the theme of the times right now. So please tune in and make sure you join our chat, which I will enable here soon. You can type in and talk with Eve or Matt or Andy and ignore me, which a lot of people do in conversations, so it's awesome. And we want to thank our sponsors right over here, and they're all over the place. They're even on my shirt. It'd be Consolidated Skateboards. You can find them on the web at Consolidated Skateboards or on Instagram at Consolidated Skateboards. They've got all sorts of great stuff. Consolidated blankets, which are snuggly and warm and comfy, perfect for the fall weather. That'll be soon to be ensuing, even though I know lots of people are in heat waves right now, so it's kind of hard to imagine that. But yeah, fall will be here soon, and then it's Christmas. It's right around the corner, yes. Anyway. So yes, Consolidated Skateboards, thank you so much for being our official, unofficial sponsor. The Dead Campers, who you're listening to right now, who are playing this weekend up in Seattle. Make sure you check them out. They're also on Spotify. Lots of great kind of surf-inspired, rockabilly-ish, punky kind of sound. They're great. They're great. So much fun. So make sure you check out the old Dead Campers, Donnie Champion and the boys. And speaking of checking things out, well, let's check out this guy. Matt, what's up, buddy? Matt's still using sign language.
Nothing. Nothing's at all. No, same old, you know.
Same.
Yes. I've been spending like the last 4 days doing a really big push on getting the house ready for possibly Thanksgiving, because it's been a year and a half since anyone's really come over. And you'd be surprised when only, my mother-in-law comes over, every few days, and my nieces come over every couple of weeks just to pop in and say hi. And man, a house gets messy when
yeah.
So I've been
so a little cleaning, spring cleaning, fall
cleaning.
cleaning,
I mean, it's not that I don't maintain the house, but a lot gets shoved into corners when you're just like, whatever. So
I get it. Been, so, well, good. So things are clean and organized. You still got the hippies using the back door. We can see right there. So that's awesome.
That helps keep it clean.
Hippies smell, and they're horrible.
Like patchouli.
Speaking of hippies and smelling bad, there's Andy.
That's right.
Almost made me spit
That's right. So no, Matt, it's funny that you say that, because and
hello, Corey. Sorry.
Yeah, hey Corey, what's happening? And so my aunt and uncle just came into town.
Oh yeah.
And they stayed with my parents, and I did not expect them to come to our house. But they were here helping my mom because she just had surgery. Anyway, my mom calls and says, "Hey, Paul and Bill want to see your house. is it cool if they come over? I'm like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. When are they going to be here? And my mom's like, 20 minutes. And we were
2 hours.
We were sort of in the same sort of vein that was like, oh crap, we need to clean the house and we need to do it super fast. And yeah, sure enough, like we ended up getting it done and getting it into a suitable presentation mode, which worked out. But it's just funny that you mentioned that because we just dealt with it. So
yeah, and what's funny is it started with Saturday. We did we did something that I've been putting off for a while, which is I put in some like 12 by 12 patio brick things under my grill, so that it's level and there's no like fire hazard under it. And we finally did that. My wife planted some sunflowers, and while we were out in our backyard, it's like, oh, well, I need to get that done, and then that snowballed to coming inside and going, oh,
once your eye sees something, you're not going to rest until it's done. I absolutely get it.
I get you. And hey, it's good to know that Corey's sweating like a chicken at a Baptist potluck. So how's that sound?
I hope it's because he's working hard.
Makes me hungry for chicken at a potluck. I'm just going to say. Oh. So,
Salmonella.
Hi, Patsy.
Hey, Patsy's there. Right on, Patsy. How you doing, girl?
Hey.
So welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls. We do have our special guest today, Eve Simon. Guys, and I know we discussed this Sunday, but we're just going to let everybody know here. We're going to start having a few little extra tidbits on the show now. So, and again, we also have that Patreon site. So if you want to join in on our planning sessions on Sundays, which are usually around, 1 Central Time, 11 Pacific, 2 Eastern, do the math on the rest because I don't know.
And something else some other time.
I did a lot of bong hits back in the day. Noon in Colorado. There we go. See? Matt understands.
So I just remember when Brian used to be on the show.
Right. And actually, I'm trying to get him to come on and do a couple bits with us. So I'm going to talk to him. Since he can't do the show all the time, at least we can have a cameo with him or whatever. But yeah, we're going to do some bits, some little news bits and whatnot. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. So make sure you're tuning in for that. But yeah, join if you want to join. Go on Patreon, and we're going to create a little tier for a Sunday join-in show. You can put your inputs in on the next show that's coming up. And, for, I don't know, we'll figure out a dollar value for it or whatever. Or if there's somebody's birthday or if there's something you want us to do, hey, we're cheap and easy. So,
mostly easy.
Throw a little, yeah. And no, mostly cheap. I'm
cheap, right? Yeah,
fairly cheap. Trust me. Look at our graphics, Matt.
Really quick, because I want to interrupt you because I also want to let people know that for about the first month or so, you can join in with us on Sundays. Probably starting this Sunday, maybe. We'll go live, and maybe for 3 or 4 Sundays, you can get a taste of what it is we do when we're not talking to you. We're just talking to each other.
And the
even more so than we're doing now.
And it's actually it's pretty entertaining, almost more entertaining than the actual show. So
probably.
And probably thanks for the support, Matt. Yeah,
I'm just saying we're funny.
I know you're keeping it real. That's what it's all about. Matt's our reality check.
Yeah, and we're the funniest people we know.
Man.
Pretty much.
AKA Mr. Downer. Speaking of a downer and something we were going to do with the news and stuff, I have sad news.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know what your sad news is. Please report.
Charlie Watt.
Yep, Charlie Watts, drummer for the Stones.
Stones passed away, 80 years old.
Yeah. You know who else passed away?
No.
Oh my gosh, his name's drawn a blank. The lead singer of UB40.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he also had a cancer-related issue.
Oh man.
Yeah.
When did he pass away?
That was Saturday, I think.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it pop up on a feed. I was like, "Ah, crap." But
I missed that one.
which is funny because I just got my youngest daughter turned on to UB40. We've been listening to Rat in the Kitchen, the album, and she
Oh yeah,
loves
Oh yeah.
that song. So,
they're so good. Man, what a good band.
everybody kind of poo-pooed them, especially after Red Wine and stuff, and they're like, "Oh yeah,
What?
dude, they have so many good songs. It's not even funny." And I saw
Well,
them
but
live, so
yeah,
But Red
sometimes
Wine is a really good song too, though. I mean,
yeah, but
and
it's a
but sometimes
cover
it takes a song like that to get you into a band. I have discovered so many bands just by listening to a cover that they've done that what's their original stuff sound like? And sure
Right.
enough,
Yeah, and then you're just
Yeah.
like, "Oh, hell yeah."
Right.
Or, "Oh, hell no. Thanks for letting me
Yes.
spend that $11.99 on that album."
Right.
But which is what an album cost back in the day. Yeah.
man.
Look, Matt already just went just like, "Oh fuck."
Oh no, I'm looking up UB40 on the internet there.
Oh,
How much did an album
Quick
cost
Google.
when you were a kid? A nickel? What are you saying?
back in my day, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
A nickel and a hen.
$7.99 is what I remember. Back
Yeah,
in the day.
$11.99, $7.99. Inflation.
I want to say my cassette of Michael Jackson's Thriller cost $12.49 if I remember that correctly.
Well, it was a
Ripped off,
cassette.
man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Ripped off.
Oh God! And I remember back in the day when my sister got a CD player, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, good God, here we go!" And she's like,
Yeah.
"These are the wave of the future." And I'm like, "Whatever, man. Nothing's gonna
Yeah.
beat vinyl."
Yeah, Patsy says 45s were 99 cents. Yeah,
Yep.
no,
Oh yeah.
I still own. I still have my vinyl. I started with a vinyl connect. Well, actually, I collected vinyl after I had a respectable cassette collection. That they were look at Matt's.
I was about to say, Matt,
Well,
just go ahead and
I'll
pan
just
over.
stop talking.
And that's not all of it. That's the sad thing is there's
Right.
There's more
much
on the
more.
floor here, and then a bunch of I got all those bunch of soundtracks and classical out in the dining room. I gotta put yet another thing I gotta put away.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I see
But
our
those
guest
aren't mine.
in
Those are
the
inherited.
in the background taking a picture of something. I think she's got a lot of vinyl she's going to be throwing in your face, Matt.
Nice.
So
Good.
Oh, just
I
wait.
hope so.
Just wait.
So yeah,
I
anyway,
love seeing
getting
vinyl
back to the
collections.
point of the Sundays, yeah. If you want, please join in and again, Patreon's there to make a little donation, join in the fun and join in the process. So or again, like I said, you want us to do some kind of stunt or something, hey, we're open. So Corey's throwing things out. Cassette tapes were great. The kids of today will never understand the black ribbon all along the highway. Yeah,
yeah.
and using a pencil to rewind, and yep, I get it.
Yeah, having to wait for a song.
Or fast forwarding all the way into half of your favorite song. You're like, damn
exactly.
it! And trying to find the beginning. Yeah.
Right.
Well, speaking of the good old days and those things all related, I remember a band that Billy Idol was in. You know what it was called?
Generation X.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, who better to know about Generation X than Eve Simon? Right there from Gen X Stories. Eve, good afternoon.
Hi, guys.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. See, he knows the way to my heart. He has those original cassettes. Are you serious?
This is
Dude.
a box of blank tapes that is not open yet.
Wait, how?
What?
I have 3 tape decks, and all of them need work.
When did you purchase those?
I inherited those from my wife's grandma about 10 years ago. go.
So forgot her intro music.
That's okay. You
That was like
eventually
the worst timed intro music ever.
We can pretend we can go back and do it again if you want. That's awesome. Thank you.
There's Eve's intro music. It was I was supposed to be potting that up while we were chatting before I brought her on, but hey.
See,
We were still in shock over the blank cassettes that had. I think it's safe to say.
What ticks me off is
I'm still shocked.
I can go get these tape decks fixed, and I just need to get down there and give them to the guy, and he'll take care of them.
Yeah, well, we're in the late 2000s now, so
CD player and a factory cassette player.
Oh
So
wow!
I have a place to
Wow.
actually listen to. Oh, I have a bunch of tapes in the truck too. So
look at Lori's like, even her Madonna.
and Lori. So you talked about Gen X Stories. Lori is one of the co-hosts. So there's 4 of us,
Awesome.
and
oh,
Yeah.
that's
she's-
right. Okay,
she's-
right on.
she's gonna comment, especially the Madonna. She knows the Madonna's a thing.
Yeah.
Hi,
Oh, yeah.
Lori.
hi, Lori.
Hey, Lori, what's up, girl?
Hey, Lori.
Hey,
So-
all right. So, well, Eve, welcome to the show. Hi.
Thank you. Thank you. I do want to share my. So I don't know if you can see that, but those are
Here,
covers.
let's see if I can.
Did Eve freeze for anyone? Oh, there we go.
Yeah. And make
Hold
her
on.
big.
We're gonna make it
That's
real
you
big for you here in just a second. Let's
Okay.
see.
That's okay. Oh,
There.
very small.
Everything's fuzzy for the poor guy, though.
Oh,
So
no.
that's you, Chris. There she is.
There. Now hold it up. What is all that?
So those are album covers over my desk. All of the 80s, mostly women.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
But Madonna is up
Nice.
there. You got Pretty in Pink. You got the B-52s. I had to fight for the Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me album.
Oh,
yeah.
Got the Purple Rain. And they're all over my apartment, but definitely these are all over my desk. So every time I'm here, they're with me.
Right on. Well done. Okay. So
Oh, he's gonna
Eve-
pull it now. He's gonna pull some album. He knows where to go. He's pulling
Oh,
a
yeah.
specific
Oh,
album.
So
if I can
Matt,
find it, it's
I need to ask, how are your records organized?
Oh, don't start. Don't.
Oh,
Alphabetical.
he has it. You have it. Is that the
There you go.
original?
this was actually my wife's.
Okay. We're gonna do.
I
this,
think it
aren't
is
we?
original because it was used for $2.99.
I
This
am
is my
impressed.
favorite here.
Okay. Are you ready? Here we go.
The
We're gonna
wall.
go with the
Oh,
Cure.
This one's good.
Can y'all see that?
It's reflecting.
Actually,
funny.
we're getting a great reflection of Restream right now.
Oh,
there
there,
you go.
there
yeah.
he is. There he is.
That is an actual picture from down in LA. They were playing at well, it's changed. Where the Clippers used to play.
In
Anyway,
LA.
yeah,
At an arena.
Lori will know. Lori's from California. So
yeah.
she may.
We all are.
Oh, right, yeah. We all have roots there.
But my friend snuck his camera in and took that picture.
Oh my
And
god.
he gave it to me for my birthday present. I was like, oh my gosh. Of course, I found out later that, he was just kind of a friend of a friend and he was real cool. Found out he was gay and trying to hit on me. I was like, okay, dude. Well, awesome.
But
No
you got
one
a cool
followed the
picture, right?
Clippers.
Yeah, no, Lori's absolutely correct.
Yep. Nobody cares about the Clippers.
Lori is a California girl, tried and true. There's 4 of us. The 3 of them are in California, but she's the only one who's native California.
Ah, awesome.
So she knows.
Where is she from?
I think
know?
I think she's from LA County, but she was up in San Jose when we started. And now she's down near Palm Springs.
Yeah. Bay Area, baby.
Okay, yeah. So I was born in Walnut Creek, and I lived in the East Bay for up until I was 44, and then I
At
moved
least
to
you've got
Oregon.
choices.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Chris,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm actually from the South Bay. Matt is from the Central Coast, and as Andy was saying, he's from more the northern part of the Bay. And then
Yeah.
I've lived all over. I've lived from Lake Tahoe all the way down to San Diego, and so yeah. Anyway,
Well,
Now
I'm a Philly girl, so be careful.
that's right. Yes, I know you are East Coast girl. What's up? So no, and we are very excited because, and I know we planned to do this a while back, and then you ended up getting really sick.
Yeah.
But anyway, you're here now, and we are so psyched to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Because we want to talk all sorts of. I mean, we're all Gen Xers, so let's get into the Gen X. What made you decide that Gen X is a topic we need to have a podcast on? Where did all that fire up from?
Well, how could it not be? I mean, that's really sort of where you start. But
Right?
it's depressing. Not depressing. I am.
Okay, you're gonna bring everybody down.
No, at my 25th college reunion, which was in 2016, so everyone can do the math. All of my friends had been theater people and had been performers or in entertainment, and a lot of them still are. I went back to school, and everyone seemed the same to me. Everyone just sort of seemed like something about maybe our generation, or maybe about people like us in our generation. So I started a website that was going to be a written story website. And
okay, kind of like a blog in a way, or
sort of. I wanted to collect stories. I started writing some. I asked some people to write some. I did an Instagram where I'm just hoping people would actually send stories. Crickets.
Yeah.
Crickets. So I've learned that Gen Xers don't like to write. I guess
we are the lazy.
But
I'll text you a story, but I'm not going to sit down and write it.
Right. Yeah.
Don't ask me to call.
That's what they told me. They said that they would talk about it, but they wouldn't necessarily write one. And I was like, well,
it's
okay.
a lot of work, man.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I was about to sort of say, well, maybe the website's not going to happen. Maybe, I don't know. And then I said, I've heard of this podcast thing. I've listened to a couple. I did all the freaking research, and I said, well, just start it. And then I was going to start it on my own. And then that didn't necessarily happen because then I got fired by a millennial. So that changed that. And then I did start with a friend who I'd known for season 1 was with one person who I'd known for a very long time. And after 12 episodes, she decided to back out. And then I was like, oh, well, what are we going to do now? And then Lori, who's on, I had met when I was looking for a job after being fired by the millennial. So she had been coming to all of our, we have happy hours on our Facebook group for the show. She'd been coming. And I'm like, well, this could be fun. She could be one. And I started thinking about any of the other people I'd known a long time, because that's
there
what
can
you need.
Be only one.
No, Laura would actually, no, I don't know if Laura would like that, because the 4 of us really work well together. So I picked somebody that I was in college with, because this all happened with Zoom. So I'd done some Zooms with somebody from college. I'm like, oh, she could be fun. And then I did a Zoom with people from my grad school, because I have a MFA in lighting design, theatrical lighting design. And I had a colleague who was a set designer, who happens to be the only boy. This is an odd number, and I'm rare.
His name's Chris, by the way.
His name is Chris.
Yeah. Which is awesome.
Chris was the set designer at Conan. Was a production designer at Conan.
Oh, cool.
So cool. He'd had such a career. And so I asked each of them separately, and they're all like, well, yeah, all or nothing, the quad works. She's right. And
then when you hit that chemistry balance and it works, you just know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we did a couple tests and we pulled them together, and I'm like, I'm the only one who knows your story. Some of them, you guys don't know each other's. And they all just sort of clicked in this magical way. So we just, this week, we'll be celebrating 1 year of doing it in this format. And we're never going back.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent work.
Yeah, I was gonna say that you can really tell just by, and I mean, I was also gonna comment that your editing on these podcasts is fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
But you can really tell that you guys really enjoy talking to each other, and the chemistry is very apparent.
Oh, thank you.
Because I jumped around sort of from episode to episode just to sort of see the evolution, and
right,
which
it's impressively like very easy to talk. I mean, very easy to listen to, and I mean it feels like anytime I'm back together with people I haven't seen in a while, and those are exactly the stories that come out are your topics. So it felt very familiar.
See, I love hearing that. And the funny thing is that they didn't know each other before a year ago. And
Yeah.
you'd never know that if you hear them talking. The best part seeing those three become friends, frankly,
Right.
without me even being
Yeah.
involved in it. So
No,
when you're saying that,
absolutely.
if that vibe is, that makes me happy, because the fact that it came natural, like, I didn't force it. If it didn't work, we would have bailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Oh,
and let me
absolutely.
add in
Yeah.
here that for one, Zoom for Gen Xers means something completely different. It was on PBS.
True.
And
Was that show?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so, which I mean, I still would love to this day. But second of all, yeah, you guys have such a great chemistry, and you could totally feel it. It's like, well, Andy used to be one of these guys that would pop in on the show because we met him through uh, page on Facebook and stuff, and we were listening to his, and then he started listening to us, and we were like, well, let's cross promote, which Andy.
Hey, I'm working on it.
But,
To be fair, all right. So to be fair,
they've mentioned us.
Yeah, not in the best ways, I can say.
Okay, but no, and this was totally my bad, because so we have been the recipient of a bunch of sort of follow us tweets, but I've never done one before, right?
Okay.
And so
Follow train.
I just did my first one, and I mentioned my other podcast, completely forgot to mention this one.
Oh, you're gonna pay for that.
Oh no, I already have.
Sorry.
I already have. See, I have a little. I don't know if you have this on your screen, but I have 10 minutes left in this podcast, then I get sent home.
Oh.
Kristian put me on a timeout today.
I have what's called the Thanos snap, which is this.
Oh, damn. I'm not gonna do anything to piss you off.
You don't have to piss him off is the worst part.
Yeah, no, pretty much.
Right.
I just
gotta just tease him enough.
Just disagree with him. Yeah, just disagree with him on
See, we don't do
burnout
that.
means.
Yeah.
You should have been here the other week.
You're out.
Now I gotta figure out if we can. I mean, the four of us, we don't agree, but we've never done that. Actually, what's happened on our show is that people have lost their connection in the middle of a discussion, and we're like, "What did we say? Where did you go?" Jesus. And then there's texts, and then it's like, what the hell happened? So it's like, okay, it wasn't us, but it was like the universe just said, boom.
Yeah.
You're done.
Wait, Chris has been very wrong before. No, it's my show. I'm always right, Corey. So anyway, but anyway, that's how we met Andy, because I had a buddy that Matt had never met. We all had this great chemistry, and so, I brought them all into the show because I was doing it by myself. Then I brought Matt in, and then I had brought Brian in, and then Brian got caught up with life and was just not able to, even though he wants to, he just can't. And Andy was always coming in and making comments and giving us a hard time. And I'm like, dude, you just want to jump in on the show? And he's like, yeah. So there we were.
What took you so long, right?
I know.
What took you so long?
But we have a great dynamic, and it plays well, and we love it. So yeah, and like I said, that's what your show is. There's just a great chemistry there, so it's awesome, and it's fun.
I think it's also, the first season we did was a little too serious, and our intents were different. And then when I got together with these other three, I'm like, we're gonna do it until it's fun, until it's not fun anymore. The whole point is, if we stop having fun with it, then we've missed the mark. And the whole point of it is not to talk about things like, I don't know, menopause. It was a big issue with my previous host. And there are 3 women and 1 guy, but I'm like, we're never going there. We're going to do the stories of our past and what it's made us as we are now. And we're 51, 53, 52. We're all in that age range,
right?
And there's the whole point of it too is that there's lots of stories to tell that aren't of the people who are being written up in Fast Company or all the stars kind of thing. There's lots of cool stuff that happens, and I don't know all of them. So when they pop up, like we just did an episode about relationships, and then I just edited it's actually dropping tomorrow, a thing about cars that you guys might like. There's stuff in there that I'm like, I had no clue you did that. Really? There was an entire discussion of activities in cars.
Oh yeah,
that's that would be.
I've discovered things you can do in a Volkswagen that lots of people say are not supposed to happen in a Volkswagen. So
That's what I'm. You'll like this episode. We'll put it that way.
All right. So, but yeah, so you were just kind of inspired. You kind of started basically out of a blog, and
Yeah.
then you've moved on and advanced into technology. Now, you guys don't go live like we do, right?
No.
Or do you? Okay, but
No.
now your happy hour, is that a live?
It's
thing?
live. It is
Okay.
live.
Oh, cool.
So we record. You talk about Sundays. It's interesting. We record on Sundays, and we do record on Zoom. So we have video, but we don't use it.
Mhm.
But I always have it if I need it. And then we have the recording, and we'll talk for like an hour and a half, and it comes down to like 40 minutes eventually. So we have our Sundays where we're just sort of kibitz and shit happens. But I'm sorry, am I allowed to curse? Am I allowed to curse? I don't know. Can I
Yes, you can curse. We're
Okay.
all human. Now, if you drop an F-bomb every 30 seconds,
No.
I might be like, okay, Eve. Thank you.
I'm a Gen Xer. No, our happy hours are live too, because we started doing them during the pandemic because everyone was doing virtual happy hours, and
Right.
we've done them every 2 weeks. And so Lori, she sort of like pushes this with me. The other two have other lives and kids. Maybe that's also the issue. They have kids. We don't have kids. And so
Isn't it nice? I don't have kids. It's
So
Man.
we do those, and then we have a topic sometimes. Sometimes, I'll text Laura and say, "What about this?" We tape it, and some of those clips end up on the show, and sometimes they don't, but I keep all of them. And then, shit happens. I'm sorry. There it is again.
Yeah.
But it's we get some great stories out of people. We get some interesting people. There was one guy who showed up one day, and like he came in and he saw everything, and then he was gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he like zoomed in.
That's
and he was like,
funny.
"Whoa." And he was gone. It's like not for everybody.
Well, that's it's funny because and I'm sure I know you're on a lot of these pages and stuff, podcast pages, and people are like, so what's your show about? And mine is
Everything.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, there's no niche for that. How do you? I'm like, there actually is a niche.
Yeah.
And that's it's a talk show. And all I'm doing is promoting basically everybody else and anything about it. And yeah, like, during the presidential election, we had some debates heated conversations, I could say. But the thing is, we keep it light, and we don't take ourselves too seriously because there's no time for that. And there's nothing good that comes out of that.
No.
And so that's the biggest kick about it, we can get pissed off about things, and we talk about them, and we vent on them, and then we lighten the mood again. I mean, it's we keep it real, and we don't take ourselves too seriously. So that's
I think that's a good way to go too, because we try to keep it light, and we have tried to tape a couple serious episodes, and they've never been published because you listen to it, and it's kind of like, ooh, like we did one about events in our lifetime that impacted us, and like everything was negative.
Yeah.
It was like Challenger blew up, and it was like all this stuff that happened, and we're like, we can't really. It's not fun. It's not. People aren't going to like listen beyond the first 5 minutes because it's like, well, I don't want to remember that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
So we try to keep it light.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
why
that's good.
we really don't delve into politics
Good
so
idea.
much. I mean,
Hey, it's out there, and we got to talk about it.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
we
do talk about it, but we don't. I mean, I don't think we've had an entire show about.
we haven't had an entire show about anything.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Yeah.
That's-
Hence
Should
the
I-
name Random.
yeah.
Should I
I mean,
stop?
we do have a. What?
Should I stop
And
using
what is? Ask Corey what the heck that means. Hey, Corey.
I
I
think
think he
Corey's
just had a
having a
seizure.
stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Well, look,
His
I
last
don't
guest
know what he's right there.
and me.
Or maybe the cat. Maybe the cat jumped on the keyboard. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it ended in sex, so Corey okay. Yeah, okay.
Corey takes notes like-
Hang on a second.
So that's just short. He's just typing
Oh,
shorthand,
burn.
is he? And that means
Lori, I'm gonna kill you. She brought this
Oh.
up several times.
But-
There was
Oh, butt
one
text.
conversation we were having. Wow, there was one conversation we were having, and I thought I was typing it into my notes because I keep my notes on another screen, and I was typing it into a chat, into a
Oh,
text,
that's amazing.
and it's like serial killer, and
Right.
and she was not paying attention, but her phone kept binging and binging. And finally, she looked at it, and she's like, "What are you talking about?"
going on
There's like
here?
donuts was there.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Oh
man.
goodness
That's
gracious,
awesome.
that is awesome. Okay, hey, so Eve, what defines Gen X for you? I mean, what is the main definer and the whole hook about Gen X that makes Gen X Gen X?
Well, and to clarify, not like we know it's
I
1964.
was gonna say
Yeah,
it's
well,
not
yeah.
ages. It's
Like,
there are
but what's
people.
the
You probably have seen this on some of the Facebook groups if you're in any of the Gen X Facebook groups. There's a lot of like intergenerational violence because someone is born slightly out of it or someone's born slightly in it, and it's like, well, you're a boomer and you're a millennial, and I think that's bull.
yeah?
I think it is an attitude. I think that Gen Xers maybe we're the MacGyver generation. You know, we figured it
Ooh.
out. We actually did a whole episode
I
about
love that.
technology where my mic died and I had to do it with a headset. And Courtney on the show, she's like, "You've just proven who we are because you MacGyvered the shit out of that."
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So I think that
that's awesome.
nobody fed anything to us. We figured it out on our own. I think that we are really sort of unique in some ways. And to that point, I think that we had some boomers who got a lot of attention and now millennials are getting a lot of attention. I don't think we needed the attention. And the side note of that is
No,
got
we loved
ignored.
not having the attention. I think.
Correct. But then you
Because
see
you
that
could
it's
get away with more when people ain't
right.
got their eye on you.
And I don't think
Yeah.
you know
On
there
the
was a whole
nose.
thing about slackers. There was a whole thing about that we, I don't think we're slackers. I don't think that we didn't know what we were doing. I think we're figuring it out as we went along.
I'm a slacker, and
Oh.
and it's because I think because I'm a Gen Xer, and I am what society made me.
For better or for worse, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like really, like, and when it comes down to it, my wife and I were laughing. I'm like, I'm a slacker. I
Yeah, but
bumble
we are
through life.
professional. We are professional slackers then because we make it
Yeah.
happen.
Like I do what I want
Right.
when I want, and if I'm working at a job and I get fed up with it, I don't,
Well, and we're also
I don't need
and we've discussed this on the show before. I think Gen X is we are the kings and queens of adaptation.
Yes.
We
Yes, that's a
can.
MacGyver.
Well, yeah,
Right,
and
yeah.
exactly. I mean, yeah, I guess there's really a bet. That's a great way to put it. We are the MacGyvers of the generations because we can take something and make it something with very little.
Right.
And it may not work great, but it's going to work and it's going to get the job done.
Right.
You're
So,
also one of the smallest generations, and we are this really weird generation that we remember a world before cell phones. We remember a world before internet.
yeah.
We weren't
Right.
dependent on it, and we use it, but we don't sort of make a federal case out of it. It's kind of like
Right.
we remember
Yeah.
what it was like. Cool, we got it now, but it's it's just differences with younger and older. Older
Right.
is
Like-
maybe a little closer, but definitely younger has a totally different mindset.
Show us your shirt again there, Eve.
It's the MTV generation.
MTV. Boom.
Yep.
Back when MTV actually played music
Right,
and didn't
Right.
have a bunch of soap operatic
right.
drama shows. And what's Corey going off about here? Oh, that's what society made me. Sadly, too many people are serious about that idea. A lot of kids nowadays, yeah, I would say yes.
it's-
And,
and like I was just kind of
it's a
that's
great cop
line
out
from
for a lot of people.
Repo Man, actually.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like, just to
Whoa.
be Gen X about stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that. I mean, I think society did have a hand in help shaping who I came to be. It shapes
Oh,
everybody. That's the reality of it. But letting society shape you is what I think the problem is.
And I think
Yeah.
that we're
Like letting
kind
other
of
people define you. Like, no.
Right. Yeah. We didn't let society define us, I don't
No.
think. I think we took what society gave us and we made it our own.
That's
Yeah.
Well,
Again,
I don't-
we
I don't-
pushed our limits.
And I don't know we were as dependent on labeling something as
no.
everyone
Oh,
is today.
No.
I mean, yeah, we had those little punch like label makers where we labeled everything in the house, but we didn't. We
The
didn't
Dynamo.
label-
just for
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I love that thing. But I mean, we didn't label groups. Like we didn't label the groups of
No.
people, you know,
Yeah.
especially our peers around us, you know, like you never looked at a neighbor's house and said, well, they're Republicans,
Right.
you know,
Right. Right.
it's
There's a judginess. Someone
No,
actually
it-
mentioned it in our happy hour. Someone called us the original rebel adapters.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
I like that.
I thought that was
Yeah.
awesome. It was Rob.
That's
It was
wonderful.
Rob in our group in one of the happy hours. He called us the original rebel adapters. And I think he's right
Yeah.
because we just sort of did it. We didn't follow our rules, their rules. We followed our rules.
Right.
And
Right.
Well-
and nobody knows quite where to put us because of that.
Well, and I
Well,
think
could-
the other thing, we were the generation that was, you know, we don't ask where our limits are. We wait till you say, okay, hey,
Yeah.
let's bring it down.
You went a little
notch
too
there.
far.
And,
Oh.
Yeah.
well, we
which,
were
if you had ever
we were-
listened to my old radio show, you would know. Kicked
yeah,
off
we
the
were
air 3
thrown
times
out
by
of
the
the
FCC.
house. That's it. We were thrown out of the house and told to be back by dinner. Like
Oh,
everything.
wait, when the lights came on. So when the
Yeah,
lights
like-
went on, you had to come in. Yep.
Yeah, everything in between that, we were the masters of our destiny.
Yep.
You know.
And we
Yeah.
talked
That
about
really-
that a lot. That
Yeah.
that
and
everybody
really
on our
shaped, yeah, 100%.
Oh, that's such a
Yeah.
good song. Oh, you got a good song.
Huh?
Good song.
I got a little 80s theme going on here. So, yeah, figured I'll keep it on in the background. And that way
Awesome.
YouTube doesn't block us. And if
I
they
was
do,
going to say
screw
the
'em.
fact that you do
Right.
that, because every time we start talking about any songs or anything, I sort of go very strictly by who's going to fine us. And every once in a while, Courtney will sing something like, and she'll hum. And she'll just move into humming. And
Yeah.
then
But
But
Lori
if you
wanted
make
to
up your
use.
own words,
Right.
if you make up your own words, it's parody.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
So yes, but she's
So-
done that. We talked about playing some music we're not like that. And at a certain point, Lori said we needed a fund. We
Yeah.
needed sort of the get
Right.
out of jail fund.
Yeah.
Should we decide that there was really a song we wanted to do? We haven't gone there yet, but
Yeah. So, and again, Patreon there for anybody listening. You can go to
Yeah,
our
right.
website,
Yeah.
randomchristianshow.com, hit the Patreon site, and pay for some of the music you want to hear.
or pay bail.
Whoa. Or,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
or,
Exactly.
or pay to
Bail
get us
Christian.
out to jail.
Bail Christian out of jail for out of internet jail.
Yep.
Yeah. So, okay. So those are all awesome examples there, kids. Thank you.
Well, so I have one question for Eve too that sort of applies here, but
Okay.
it's different for everybody. So maybe we all can answer it if we want to. But in terms of the younger, people who aren't Gen X,
Right.
what is your sort of get off my lawn moment?
I love that you say that. Holy shit! Because we have that actually on our Facebook group. Every
yeah.
third Friday, we'll do a "Get Off My Lawn" Friday, and people say we're
Oh,
breaking
really?
their ass. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
That's
Nice.
great.
because every once
That's
in a while on the
awesome.
podcast, it would come up saying, "This is your get off my lawn moment, isn't it?" And Chris will
Yeah.
be like, "Yep, that's that one."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So what to do, grumpy old man?
so the question is
I
what's
thought,
That's my
I
get
thought
off
Chris,
the
I
lawn
thought
moment.
Chris was having
Seizure.
migraine problems. Yeah.
or some sort of teacher. So for younger generations, I think your question is, what's my get off my lawn moment for the younger
Yeah.
generations?
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
think it's different. I think millennials have one issue, and then Gen Z has another issue.
Uh-huh.
The labeling thing is definitely one of them, and
Yeah.
it's like just
Oh, yeah.
stop,
Yeah.
just and we actually to that point
Let it go.
we proposed a session for South by Southwest about not labeling, about we're all together. We're probably more similar than you think. Think of us as the older brother or sister you never knew you wanted, kind of thing.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To see if there's some commonality, or if everyone's going to be very strict with that label. I think that's definitely get off my lawn.
That's
Um,
huge for me. Like,
Yeah.
especially with music. Like, I listen to a lot of punk, and I have two.
Oh.
There's two kinds of punk. There's punk, and there's hardcore, and that's
Right.
it.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
hardcore is
Well, there's
hardcore,
now
and
there's
punk's
pop
and
punk.
it's all punk. Oh, pop punk's punk, though. I mean, it's
Right.
still punk.
Yeah.
Might be a little hardcore. Who knows?
Right.
But
The issues that I run into
whole-
with millennials is
That you hate them.
there's that.
Right, how long is the show? Yeah.
But we recorded an episode about this intergenerational thing. We didn't actually publish it, but it explored a lot of these things of maybe I
Okay.
shouldn't hate them as much.
Sure.
I hate the one that fired me because seriously.
Yeah.
But in the first season of the show, Sasha used to call them little cute pink elephants. She was the host in the first season. And I think she was right because they're just
Absolutely.
lovely little pink elephants at times. And they're just
Yeah.
sometimes lost as hell.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I get
they're just
frustrated
cute
when
little puppies floating around like
Right?
little angels.
Yeah.
it's the
That's
whining.
special.
It's the whining that gets to me. Like Lori will jump in on this too. I've discovered TikTok. I've fallen in the TikTok hole. There's a lot of millennials there that have that corporate thing that they're like, everything is anxiety. You're gonna fire me. How can I live my whole life doing this? And I just want to just sort of go through the screen and shake the hell out of them and go back to puppy videos.
Right. Yeah.
and just tell them, like, nobody really cares. Like, honestly,
Right.
like
Yeah.
what you need to do is you're never going to own a home.
Right.
I mean,
just admit it. Just deal with it.
I mean, that's just, it's a fact of life. I mean,
Yeah.
and if you do, like, awesome. That's
Right.
That's fantastic. But
Thanks for condemning a whole generation there, Matt.
no, but what I'm saying is, like,
Try
I never
to
thought I
own
was
a
ever
home.
going to
Try to
own a
own a
place
home.
because, I mean, like,
It's
really?
tough for them.
And
Millennials, I
like,
think,
that
have it
shouldn't be a
tough.
goal in life. I think they want
Right.
they
Keep
want
it-
this image of what they think the wonderful life is.
Should be.
Yeah.
And it
And
isn't.
they should have that. And it's like
There's an
being a Gen
entitlement.
Xer,
Yeah. I think
Oh,
you hit
yeah.
that. There's an entitlement in them that really irks me as a Gen Xer because
Right.
I don't want to say that we fought for everything, but we are who we are because we made that happen.
Right.
And then you run into a millennial who's kind of like, why aren't you feeding me more accolades? And how come I'm not, it's a trophy generation.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bothers me.
Don't get me started.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we sat on the sidelines and watched
Hey, look,
other
you
kids
showed
get
up.
trophies
Here you
when we
go.
lost.
Right.
I mean that defines somebody more than
Trophies. Yeah, Laura
than
agrees.
anybody. No, it really does. Because there were times where you've screwed up and you didn't get anything for it.
Right.
Right. Oh no,
and
you got chewed out.
And you
That is the
learn.
biggest learning lesson. And then next time you get it, right?
Right.
but
But
here's
no, yeah. Go ahead.
here's my get off the lawn moment for both the millennials and the boomers, because the boomers say, "Oh, these kids today are so entitled, and they get a
Yes,
trophy,
you need to learn to
participation
lose,
trophy
yes.
for everything." Well, you're the ones that gave them all those trophies.
Right.
Right. Absolutely.
Like, what do you expect when you give someone something for nothing and they keep wanting something for nothing? You can't.
Yeah.
I think
Absolutely.
I
They're
think we were
probably
the
going to get
generation.
ice cream. They're
Yeah.
probably going to get ice cream on the way home anyway.
No matter
they're
what,
gonna get
right,
something.
right.
Right.
Because Dad wants some ice cream. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no,
You just don't get to choose your flavor if you lost.
Right.
Exactly right.
So is
You're
it
getting what I'm
defining?
getting you.
Yeah.
Pistachio for you, little man.
Oh, pistachio. Pistachio. Yeah, I think it is. The entitlement is weird. There are a lot of people in our generation who were latchkey kids. I wasn't one of them, but I know a lot of them were, and they had to take care of themselves. And they had to sort of like, all right, I'm going to learn how to cook something if I have to cook something. And so it irks me with other generations who are kind of like, well, you never taught me how to do that. It's like, you have the internet. Go
Right.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Hit the Goog.
I am
Go
on
to the Goog.
in a Discord channel, and I only participate every once in a while, but I read every day. And there's this one kid in there
Uh-oh.
that, like, oh, what does that mean? What does this mean? Well, and the questions galore. And it's like,
Look it up.
my first thought when I read something that I don't understand, I have a fantastic tool called the internet.
Your internet, right?
Right.
And I'll
Get on
Google
your
something like, who cares?
interweb.
Like, what is an acronym I've never heard before, like boop, 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 or an acronym I've heard before, but not in that context.
It's
What's
an
true.
acronym?
No, my
Stop asking
brother.
questions and do it yourself. Damn it.
Yeah, my brother is a stand-up comic, and one of his bits is that when he had to do a report in school, he could only do something between A and H because my parents canceled the encyclopedia order after H.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So it's
my lord.
limited.
Oh my
right,
lord.
that's the only information that we
I
had
had to
available
wait
to us.
20 years for Google to figure out how to read from H to Z.
It's true. It's true that
Yeah.
that they have access to things that we
Never knew
didn't.
what Thailand was.
I'm sorry.
but and to that point, it's interesting. Lori is our Googler, so when we're recording, something will come
Yeah.
up, and you just sort of see her go,
Yeah.
and she comes up with, and sometimes it's Urban Dictionary, and sometimes it's
Matt-
like random, and
Yeah.
then she does our show notes. So I send her the edit, and she comes up with some stuff. Like she just came up with. We were doing this episode about cars, and Chris's driver's ed instructor was named Mr. Mudge, and he had a high school in Illinois. Lori found him,
Tracked him down. Yeah.
Oh, good God.
She sends the picture, and she's like, "This is a Mr. Mudge. Is this your Mr. Mudge?" And today, Chris was like, "How did you find that?"
Oh, my God. That's
So
awesome.
So
my
she-
driving instructor passed away a couple years ago.
Oh,
Right.
sorry.
He was much
See-
loved by everybody. Like,
And Matt is our fact checker. He's the Goog master.
Oh, he Googles. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. We
So-
leave
But
it
no,
up
that's
to
a-
anything anyone
He's
says.
just to his right there by his record collection. He has a computer up and ready, standing, ready to go.
Yep. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what Lori does. That's
plenty.
amazing.
Yeah. Lori,
Yeah.
that's impressive and scary all at the same time. Well done.
Yes.
The
Yeah. it
stuff
is.
she finds is, and then what we another one that we did an Urban Myths episode. I don't know if anyone ever heard about the gerbil issue.
You mean Richard Gere and his gerbil problem?
Yeah.
Right. There was a Philadelphia, when I was growing up in Philadelphia, there was a Philadelphia entertainment or just a newscaster who befell the, she's going to say, oh my God, who befell the same
Yeah.
fate. And I see her Googling as we're talking, and then she goes, oh my God. And we're like, what? She goes, it's true. And then Chris is like, what did you punch in to get that? And she had like 2 words, and suddenly it popped up. And so
Oh,
she,
good God.
so as we're
What,
recording,
butt gerbil?
I think it was like she put it in
Philadelphia
there.
Oh.
Billy Gerbil newscaster. Oh, good God.
I can only
Of course, that's scarred into her brain. no
Right,
matter
and she
what.
found
Yeah.
it. So it's
Now
she
I'm
always
gonna-
keeps
that.
I'm
it.
gonna,
I can only imagine
in,
the
Matt.
ads she got after that. Like after you type in that search thing, like what ads popped up on our
You
site.
must have
What
Oh, yeah,
Facebook
'cause Google
suggestions did
listens.
she get after
Google listens hard.
after searching Philly Gerbil newscaster?
and that's why I
exactly.
use
She
a
said,
computer that we use for nothing else in this house.
or you have
Look
to
up crap
do
on this.
right. You have to do an incognito, and I always
Yeah,
forget to do
absolutely.
that.
Or that.
Sign
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Sign out.
Oh,
sign
crap.
out.
I don't give a fuck
Yeah,
about
sign out, run.
incognito.
Eject.
Yeah, eject, run for it.
Yeah. So, but
Oh,
she finds all of
amazing.
our stuff, and then she makes fun of me because if I do any searches, I get weird. My algorithm is screwed up. So Facebook
Yeah.
Yeah.
gives me ads
Yeah.
that are like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've and the thing is, okay, like what was I looking at? I looked up. It was something I heard the guys at work talking about. And Eve, you don't know this, but I work in the trucking industry.
So that must be
Um,
some interesting conversations.
Oh, yeah. And docking.
Docking.
okay.
Oh dear.
Some guys were talking about docking, and I'm like, and I'm very big into sailing and stuff like that. I love boats. I was in what's called Sea Scouts and things like that. So I was like, oh, docking, and they're like, oh no, this isn't what that's about. I'm like, oh, whatever. So and I blew them off because I'm like, I know they're getting stupid. I get home, pull out my iPad. I'm starting to do some things for the show, and I'm like, what were they talking about? And I just type in, what is docking?
No, private search.
No,
Yeah.
no bueno.
Oh my good Lord. 2 uncircumcised penises being wrapped together. What?
What?
Thanks for that image, my friend.
Dude, yeah, it's still in my head. I was like, ah, and like there's visuals. And then, of course, it hits the algorithm. So then all of a sudden, I'm getting all this weird porn crap. I'm like, oh, good God, oh, God, God, God. And of course, a friend of mine goes, well, that's what the incognito is for. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to hide me. I don't want people thinking I'm hiding, like if my
That you
wife
should
gets
hide.
on there or
You
something.
should hide that
There
one.
is so
Yeah.
much
Oh, I
stuff.
should hide. Oh,
I've
God,
learned
I
like
should have.
when you run across an acronym on the internet,
Just stay away.
Incognito that.
you
Don't
can
Stay
don't.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
this-
She's not.
So
she's
what's
not
funny is
googling it.
Do
I
not
started
Google.
typing
No,
in
do
Philly
not Google that.
gerbil.
Did you do
Yeah.
Philly gerbil? Would you?
Well, I did, but I wanted before I clicked it, I wanted to let you know that Google, all I have in is Philly gerbil. Suggestion is Philly newscaster
Yes!
gerbil.
Yeah.
Like it knows. It's so
And there's a
hilarious. It's like
name. There's a name
it's
that it goes along with
so
it,
it's,
and it
Don't mention the name. Don't mention the
I'm
name.
not mentioning the name,
But
but
no, we're already probably pissing off YouTube with the music. So
can I give
There's-
can I give the initials?
sure.
see, she's
Lori's like, see, told you.
JP, huh?
yep.
D-
Yep,
DP?
and JP, and in
Oh,
Philly,
JP.
and then Chris didn't believe it. So our Chris was like, nope, never happened. I'm like, no, I don't know if it happened. And the whole point of that episode is like, how did we learn this stuff without the internet? Because someone told somebody who told somebody.
Somebody who told somebody who told somebody. And by the time it's
Right.
like that game telephone, by the time he gets to you, oh my God, he like mass murdered 20 people, but he was,
Well, while he
But
did
he was
it, he had a
nice.
whole family of gerbils up
and he was doing it with the gerbils up his butt. Every time he'd fart, a gerbil would come out pissed off and kill somebody.
Chris took that pretty far too, because he was kind of like, so are there online gerbil stores where you could go get one? Like,
Oh God.
he really took it.
Oh, I so want to party
It's-
with Chris.
Yeah,
It
you
is
would.
the gerbil. It is the gerbil black market, as we will soon learn.
It was,
But-
but
so-
Do you
Apparently,
looking for gerbil?
His
They
Wikipedia
are
page
back.
doesn't have any of that in here.
see, but
need a
and of course
gerbil.
he found the gerbil. But the thing is
Yeah.
too is like we talk about it being on the news. Like I must have seen it on the news, but it wasn't like Walter Cronkite. Walter Cronkite
Right.
is not talking about gerbils up the butt.
Today in
Oh,
Philadelphia,
that would.
a newscaster
I'm
caught
Walter
in a most
Cronkite.
uncompromising position.
Terrible. It was true, but it was.
Oh.
And it did. I don't know if that happened, but the outcry happened. Whether or not he actually did it, but I think he did it. He's still on the news. He was on entertainment shows for a while too. And every time I'd see him, I'm like,
I bet he was on entertainment shows on the interweb.
Oh
Boom.
man.
yeah, it was.
Man, wow.
Hi, welcome to Gerbils Are Us. It's time
Some
for
some
the
Gen X
insertion.
urban myths, baby.
Oh my god.
Right.
That was one of them.
I
Yeah.
love the internet.
Oh man, boy, did we really took
We
that
went-
where we probably didn't need to go.
It's all
And
right.
note to self, I'm not looking up docking ever.
So,
I know,
dude,
right?
and I didn't even get into the rest of it. So let
Please
me
don't.
just-
Ooh,
there's-
So
Yeah.
when my nephew
Yeah.
goes, hey, Uncle Matt, have you heard about docking? You should look it
You
up.
just-
I'll be like,
yeah.
Don't do it, Lori. Please
Don't
don't.
do
Please
that
don't
shit.
Google
No.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Just say no.
Do
You've
not
learned
Google.
from Christian's mistake
Yes.
there.
Yeah. Everybody has learned from my mistake.
Yeah.
I
take
still
take that
have-
as the one thing you've learned today.
Not to Google docking. Okay.
have
Exactly,
never,
yeah.
Fair
ever Googled
Important safety
something.
tip.
So,
Yes.
yep, I get it. Remember this? Let's Active.
I don't know. Yeah.
Sorry.
Good music.
okay.
You have a good
I
soundtrack today.
I have this album, by the way. It's awesome. He was the producer for REM. Just a little footnote, just so everybody knows.
No, see? History.
I know nobody cares, and
I care.
yeah.
yeah, 1 out of 3 is not bad.
No, it's 2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's the song.
Oh,
Who was it? Who did the
But
song?
bum.
Right.
Nobody knows
nobody
the song.
cares. The hell
I
is that
know.
guy? I don't like him.
So
Don't talk
what years do you think define Gen X?
There are some specific years that Pew has said that are 65 to 1980. 1965, born 1965 to 1980. Some people have pushed it up like 67. I personally, if you were born after 1980, you can pretend that you want to be one of the cool kids, but you just, I can't. I just can't. I'm happy to take you in as a whatever because their names have been varied. Like they're called geriatric millennials, and they love that.
Oh, okay. I get it.
My wife is one of those, and
oh dear, I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. She's born in 81, and so
just over.
We tell her, well, you are a honorary Gen X.
Yes, and I will give that to them. Like the good millennials, I will the good fuzzy little elephants. I will bring them in with open arms.
But because she is so not a millennial,
right? And they're lost. That generation is lost because they call them Exennials. They call them all these things. I also like to go a little older because I want to claim Obama.
Oh, well, there you go.
But you sort of can't because he's a little late. But I definitely claimed Kamala when she was when she
sure.
Oh, he laughed because she wears Chucks. Come on, you have to claim her.
Right.
Yeah. No,
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I think that's
Obama's
fair.
a stretch.
My sister's born in like 64, and I think she's too old.
She's too old. Oh,
yeah.
See, I'm
my
69.
brother was born in 66.
I claim the police.
Oh, the police.
The police's formative years were right in our wheelhouse, though.
They were.
Oh,
100%.
Oh God, yes.
100%.
Yeah, but no, I agree. I think that my wife was born, but my wife was born in 1980, and
right there,
and so she but you start to your opinions start to form at like 7 years old, So at like 1987 for some people, that's. You're digging a little too close to 1990 for them to really be considered. I totally agree.
Yeah. And in 1987, I was graduating high school, and it always disturbs me to think of anyone who was born that year or who came of age at that year. It's like,
no, I remember I was at some party where there was alcohol, and there was someone was there. No, but there was someone there that said, "Hey, that person was born during the Reagan era," and we're like, "Oh my God!" Right? Like it was a big shock. Like someone.
Oh, there goes the party, kids.
Yeah, seriously. Like, okay, get off my
lawn.
I'm gonna take my Zima and go home now.
Oh, Zima. Dude. Have you seen the memes that people are doing like White Claw and then they're taking
White
off?
Claw, it's taking it off and it's Zima. I love that.
Because they reveal the White Claw really is just Zima.
So good.
Oh my god.
I had a friend that was so into Zima.
And California coolers.
Baldwin's and James.
You remember?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, God.
Those commercials were great.
Do you remember when they were real actual wine coolers though, before they became the malt liquor?
Whatever bottle I drank, whatever Bartles gave.
Yeah. Bartles, not James.
Not even James. Just Bartles.
Just
All right. Yeah.
He was fruitier. I liked the fruity part.
It's like, hi,
hey, nothing beat a good bottle of Boone's, though.
Look what I've got.
Beat
A little funny drink for you. It's special. Drink it. It makes your nose bubbly and tickly. It's so fun.
Your note about being 7 and not being formed. So when we were talking about something recently, Courtney, who's our historian, she said that your prefrontal cortex isn't formed until you're 25. And we're all like, well, that explains it.
I did so much damage to my frontal lobe.
But like, you're just not. So anyone who was born in 1980, then you add 25 years and go, okay, well, they're not human till then.
Right.
Oh, it's kind of like they're not cooked till then.
Right. Well, and we kind of talked about this on Sunday, and we were thinking, okay, the time zone that really defines us as Gen Xers really goes from like 78 to 95, I think.
Or even maybe less than 95.
We were developing up into those years, but then that was like our real developmental time, I think,
Young adults. And we became young adults
before the 80s hit, and then right after the 80s left, we were like, there we go.
That's like, I said 77 to 93.
I like that better because 95 seems late.
Chunk is everything that happened.
Oh, Matt's
in those 16 years is everything that's Gen X
Yep.
stuff.
I call that the BBB before the Backstreet Boys.
Oh.
Oh, speaking of the backbeat.
Oh, a little bit of go-go's.
All right, everybody
okay,
bounce around for a
Biggest
second.
baseline ever.
If you guys have not watched the
love
Go-Go's documentary on Showtime,
So good.
so good.
So good.
It's
See, my
one
little
of the
top
best-
knot got screwed up.
yeah.
And your bangs.
My bad.
Yeah. Who you love
Such
to
a
rub those in that you've got bangs. And,
I've got
yeah.
well, I have hair.
Right.
Oh, there
My
it is.
bangs have just moved down
Oh,
here.
okay, Now
There it
you've just
is.
insulted Chris there.
Okay.
Sorry.
We
So-
we should have told her we don't mention the H word.
I'm sorry.
Nobody's bald.
No,
No.
nobody's bald.
Nobody's bald.
We're
Nobody's-
just
No,
That's
it's
older,
we call that
follically
follically challenge.
men.
Yes,
See?
follically challenge.
Andy gets it even though he has a full head of hair.
Right. And I'm used. I mean, it's usually 3 girls and 1 boy, and he's got a lot of hair. But
Oh
his,
yeah.
his
So welcome to Chris's world.
so
Yeah.
so Chris is usually the boy, and every once in a while when the girls are talking about something, he'd be like, "I'm just gonna be over here having a snack."
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You
right.
let me know when your estrogen levels have dropped and we're
Right.
all good.
And then he
And
rolls with
although-
it. So
And because
Yeah,
I'm Googling
although-
stuff over here, I Googled the Backstreet Boys, and Andy, I'm a little worried that you know that the Backstreet Boys
the year.
formed in '93.
Oh my God, that is disturbing. How did you know that?
Boom.
Yeah.
That's when I
Andy's-
graduated from high school.
Oh, okay.
And Andy's in
Okay.
radio
I'll let
too,
that
so
slide
you
then.
learn a lot of
Yeah,
things you
I-
don't
come
want
on,
to learn when
I-
you're in radio.
I suffered through Backstreet Boys every half hour
Oh Jesus.
when I worked. For
I
Z-
had to play them, so don't
Yeah.
even give me that.
I'm so
I-
sorry.
Oh,
Come on,
Like
Z95.7 in
every
San
other
Francisco,
hour
top
you
40,
played a Backstreet
top 40
Boys
station.
song.
It was, oh my God. And then
Oh.
God forbid AJ got sick and we set up a phone line for messages.
right.
I'm so
And-
sorry.
And then
Chris
you know
worked
you,
for
you
a power hit station, not
Right.
just top 40 power hits.
and then
Yeah,
I went from
top
that
15.
to
Ugh.
and I'm like thinking, oh, I'm going to a classic rock station. This is going to be awesome. No,
No.
Eric Clapton every other hour.
Sorry.
Layla. It's like, oh my God! No wonder the suicide rate's so high.
Oh, don't say that. That's not nice. But true. But
Oh,
not nice.
nothing's nice, but it's honest. So there we go.
True.
All right, and so all right, yeah. So we got that now. As again, we are approaching the school season opening
Yep.
up. Now, you're out on the East Coast. When does school start for the East Coasters out there?
It's starting already, and it's sort of freaking me out because I see
Yeah.
all Facebook, all my friends with all their kids, and they do the pictures in front of
Yeah.
the door, or they're holding the sign. They're all
yeah,
doing
yeah.
it, and I'm like, that seems early to me. But
Well, and I used to do that, but then somebody pointed out, well, so if anybody ever wanted to take your children, they kind of know where to find them and what they look like.
yeah,
And I was like, wow, I'm never ever doing that ever again. But
yep.
And yet you did.
no, I didn't.
You posted something on either Instagram or Facebook.
Well, they're new hairdos,
Oh,
but
Oh,
that
that's
was
true. That's true. You're right.
that was
You're
just a
right.
hairdo thing. But yeah, it's
You want to
not
talk
right.
back to school though? I'm going to show this to you and see what you think.
Oh yes, I saw you post that. The Trapper
Nice, the
Keeper.
Trapper
Where did you
And
find that?
and the best part is the. Hang on a second.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The
Oh,
Velcro.
yeah.
Is the
Right.
sound. And it is.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
You know, this cost me a bloody fortune to get, but it was freaking worth it because it's a trapper
Absolutely
keeper.
worth it.
I can't believe they were still making them.
I think they must have. I mean, again, we did a marketing episode too because they know we have the money now.
Right.
So
right.
Oh,
they
yeah.
are targeting us with everything, and this had to be a retro buy. And there are people who bought them for their kids to go back
Right.
to school. Yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
the old Ataris?
Yes.
They're making all those.
No.
Yeah. The old Atari games. Excuse me. Yeah, Pitfall, all that stuff. I was like,
Well, so-
what? And
Yeah, so
they're
last
selling
Christmas
like hotcakes.
last Christmas I got it's a tiny replica of the Super Nintendo that
Oh, yeah.
has all of the games on it. I just need to plug it
That's
into the
insane.
television.
Does it have Star Fox?
Yes.
Does it
I
have
Space
played Star
Invaders?
Fox for like an hour.
The
Space Invaders.
game. What is that?
Yeah. All of it's there. And it's
Wow.
it's incredible. You don't need a disc.
I wish I had time to play
you
video
don't need
games.
to blow the disc off because it's dirty and it won't boot up.
That's exactly
No,
the only way
It's
you
not
can
the real thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's not, but it's there and I can play it.
That's awesome.
Wow.
You go, boy.
Right.
We have one.
Pong. Lori wants to play Pong again.
Dude,
Yes.
oh my God. I'll never forget when that first came out. My dad worked with Fairchild Systems, which was one of the creators of
Yep.
the first Pong game. And we had this massive thing that he plugged into the TV, which how my dad did it, who is so, you think I'm technologically stupid. My father could like blow up a TV by plugging in a toaster.
Right.
He got it wired in, and we're sitting there, and we had these huge paddles that you could burp, 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 burp. And we're like, this is the most amazing thing ever.
Awesome.
Well, 6 months later, he brings one home from Atari that he had just started shipping for, about this big. And we were like, oh my gosh, it's smaller.
Oh, wow.
It's weird.
It's
And of
weird.
course,
It's
then
weird.
you and your sister are sitting like right next to each other going, I got it. No, good. So, yeah. That was
Centipede.
Centipede.
Centipede was one of the best.
Lord.
Pitfall. Someone mentioned Pitfall with the dude that's jumping
Yeah.
over. That's awesome. That was.
Has anyone ever finished Pitfall though?
Is there a
Yep.
finish? There's a
Yeah.
finish.
Really?
Yes, there is a finish.
What happens at the
boy,
finish?
you
Does he
suck
just
at
like
it.
blow up or something?
Okay. My name's Chris. I'm a former alcoholic addict, and there was a finish. It could have been in my head,
Right.
but I did a lot of bong hits and drugs and a lot of alcohol since then, so I could not tell you what it was.
Frogger.
Yeah.
Lori liked
Fair enough.
Frogger.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt,
So-
Google it.
And
I'm not
it's
Google,
funny.
you
It's
Google
funny
it.
too because now a lot of the Gen Xers are redeveloping all of these games and they're making them with the better graphics now. And Frogger is one of those. They have an updated Frogger that came
Oh
out
my
like 2
God.
years ago. That is just like it's still the same sort of mechanic, but it's a different view and aspect. But you're still trying to cross the stream, and it's incredible. It's incredible
Nice.
to play.
So has anyone here? Did anyone die of dysentery? I just asked that, and you'll know what I mean.
All the time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All the time. Yeah.
Chris, you're too old.
Chris doesn't
So
know that.
we-
You don't know the.
Well, and which is funny. So my wife, she because she's born in '81, she likes to be known as the Oregon Trail
generation. Yep, that's what they call them.
because that's what
Mhm.
they really that
And they all died of
Right.
dysentery.
they all died of dysentery. We played it for the first time when I was in 6th grade.
So we
What
were
the
getting.
So,
What
You don't
are
know- oh,
talking-
Oregon Trail. Oh my god.
You got okay. You
Chris.
have to find the Oregon
Yeah.
Trail. It is, and
Because-
it was dot matrix, and it was like the graphics were awful, and they were like green on a black background, and you had to do all these things. But it's Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
I know
Okay,
what you're
this
talking.
Sunday-
I know. I never played it. I know what you're talking about.
This-
Okay. Yeah, it
This
was
Sunday
like one
we
of
need
the
to get
first-
Christian to play the Oregon Trail.
And I want to
It's on
see
our-
the video of him
Yeah.
playing, and I want to
Okay.
see the screenshot of when it says, "Sorry, you just died of dysentery because you made a mistake."
Right. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And I did find
we
out
didn't
about
have
Pitfall.
dysentery. We just falled over and died, and people would walk right all over you, and it didn't matter because you were dead, and you just sit there and go, "Oh, I'm dead. Quit rocking." Okay, sorry. Matt
You
took
did
my
a-
moment earlier.
did a whole
I've
thing
had
on
that
it, though.
building up
He-
in me.
He had a great little rant earlier. It was wonderful, but
Yeah,
I
and
actually
got
laughed.
you're over
on
it.
Matt on the phone.
Right. Yeah.
He's over it.
But I
Yeah.
found out Pitfall. So Pitfall
Yes.
ends.
What happens?
There's 3 ways it can end. Either all 32
multi-ending.
treasures have been collected,
Mm-hmm.
all 3 lives have been lost, which is just
You're just dead.
really.
You're dead. You're
and-
dead.
or
That's
the
all
time
there
has
is to
run
it.
out. So
Or
you
time
have to
runs out?
collect- Yeah. So you can actually run out of time, but I think to win it, you have to get all 32.
Yeah, you got to get all the
treasures.
treasures.
Okay.
Which there is actually a pattern which my stepbrother figured out. And if you follow doing certain things, you can get all the treasures. And that's, again, that was a lot of bong hits. But
before
it-
time runs out and before your lives are lost.
the time ran out quite a bit, I might say. Yeah.
Lori, Matt, you and Lori are just like
You are my
my-
spirit human.
And I'm actually there's
Oh,
a
that's
21
awesome.
minute long video where someone does it, and I'm going to
save that
I'm
link.
going to watch it after this. Yeah, absolutely. Gotta post it to
And
the
it's already
show Twitter because
Googling.
I'm gonna spend 24 minutes to watch that after this.
That's awesome.
I'll get the
Yeah.
link up here. Let me
Lori will find
Alright.
it too. I'm
Mute
sure if she hasn't already
No,
found it.
I'm
Lori's
sure
Yeah,
Lori's
no,
already
yeah.
Googling it,
I
isn't
mean,
she?
it's on YouTube called Pitfall Walkthrough All 32 Treasures and Kill Screen Atari 2600.
Damn, that's a long
Oh,
title.
that's yeah.
I'm
Oh,
already,
The
I'm
No
already
Swear
bored.
Gamer.
I'm already bored and
Right,
want
you know,
nachos
swear.
and a Slurpee.
Nachos. Okay.
That's it.
okay.
Nachos, Slurpee, and
Slurpee.
strawberry Pop Tarts. Oh,
So, well, since we're talking about
and a Hot Pocket.
video games just for a second, did you guys ever watch the documentary The King of Kong?
No.
So this deals with the apparently the feud over the best
Don't
Donkey
need to
Kong
compete
player
with that.
Oh, really?
ever, and apparently there was a lot of drama around who held the record at what time, and there was this guy who built a Donkey Kong and figured out all of the things, and you get to a kill screen because it runs out of memory because all of those old machines only had so much memory. But then they challenged his record because the guy who built his machine had a feud with the current record holder, and it is one of the most fascinating documentaries I have ever watched.
All right.
Yeah,
Really?
and it's
Huh.
and it I mean, but it goes along with sort of our Gen X formative years of
Yeah.
going to an arcade and pumping quarters into a
just-
video game only
So
to
much
get 3
money.
or 4 things in and it's just so it's good
That's
Gen X
awesome.
fodder. So
That's
the King
awesome.
of Kong documentary, watch it. It's brilliant.
Yeah. In fact, I think when you guys were talking about video games or something on one of your posts, Eve, on your site, and you guys showed a Starcade machine.
Yep.
Or Stargate. And I was like, oh my God, all the money I put into that thing. And Chris was like, I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I swear it was like another addiction. I mean, what, dude,
I think
if I
we
added up all the money,
You just don't want to know. And
No,
we
you
did
don't wanna
talk
know.
about that, and we tried to figure out what video games we all played. And Lori obviously was a Frogger person. There was
Yeah.
Pac-Man versus Miss Pac-Man. And did you
Oh,
have
yeah.
a camp, or were you happy
Oh,
when you
yeah.
found out they got together?
Right.
and made little Pac-Man.
They had little baby Pac-Mans. Yeah. No. Then there's Tetris. Tetris was a big
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah.
game.
Dude, Tetris
Oh, yeah.
was the game
Oh.
for acid.
Yeah, Lori, it's on Amazon Prime, Lori. So check it out.
Oh my God,
King
she's
of
gonna
Kong
watch it
Fistful of
tonight.
Quarters. Yeah.
She's
That's
gonna watch it with a
crazy.
stack of quarters next to her. Is what she's gonna do.
Oh yeah.
So, okay, so now all the after-school activities we've discussed. What was the main thing that you think when we were kids? What was the big thing about getting ready for school? What was some, like, I mean, did you have anxieties about it, or what were the things that you look forward to, part of as that are Gen X specific? You know?
So Kristen, we talked earlier. So I went to an all-girls private school,
Yes.
and he's like, "Tell me
Go
more."
on.
Right? Wasn't a Catholic, not a Catholic school, but we wore uniforms.
Yes.
So I dreaded the uniforms.
Mm.
So the school year was the start of that. The school year was also the start of sports. We did an episode about sports, and Laura was a big sports person. Actually, everyone was a sports person except me. So I sort of dreaded that part of it.
Right.
School was school. I don't know if I ever put anything together. I guess when I got into, I was there 5th grade to 12th grade, so I was there quite
Right.
some time. In upper school, which is high school, Fridays were free to dress,
Okay.
and that's when Madonna started to come in.
Oh,
So-
geez.
Right.
Here we
You
go.
know where this is going. So as I got older, I looked forward to ways that I could violate the uniform rules like Madonna. And how far could I go on days that weren't our free days?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
So
Yeah,
that
that's
became
Expressing myself, man.
yeah, and remember, I don't know if you guys knew this. Before there were leggings, girls just cut off their tights.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
we had to wear
But
tights.
it was kind of punk. It was really
It was
cool.
very punk. It was because we had to wear tights and we had to wear certain shoes and you had to wear our colors were blue and gray and white. So you had to
Oh,
wear a
yeah.
certain blue sweater. Well, I didn't. And then I would walk past the headmistress's office wearing the wrong blue with my tights cut off and just sort of see what would happen. And with and
Eve, get in here now.
pretty much and Doc
yeah.
Martens.
And she sounded
Yeah.
just like Matt.
Well, the worst part about it is my mom taught at the school. So when I would get pulled in, there would be a phone call to my mother's classroom saying, "You know where Eve is, right?" Yeah, she did it again.
Yeah, right.
And
So
your mom's
as
just
I-
like, "Ugh,
Yeah,
yes, I know.
yes,
And she
I know.
does the walk of
That's
shame
great.
down to the office.
All that. So
Yeah.
that became in high school. That was the fun part when school started because it's like how far can you sort of push the edges of things and
Well,
not be
it
that
was-
good girl.
It was the way we were.
It was the way we were.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was the life lessons that we were preparing ourselves for.
And I still have
Um,
them. I still have the docs. So I had the same pair of docs and I relaced them and I shined them up for that 25th college reunion because they're still in
Oh,
existence.
Nice.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how many people still have them, but that was part of so I think like the uniform was secondary. It was how to push it and then what you could do crazy stuff. Like I wore the gloves. I wore
Yeah.
actually there's a
Nice.
picture
Yeah.
behind me.
Oh,
Oh, here we go.
audio, visual aids.
Oh,
Let's see. Little
Oh,
closer,
nice.
little
Oh,
closer.
that is very Madonna. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's during that
Nice.
time.
You got the black
Very
scrunchie.
cool.
You got the over hairsprayed hair. I
Uh-huh.
love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
oh, yeah,
that's
the big hair. Big hair.
and the thingy, there was a pin and there was a single earring. Yeah, it was
There's a very,
it's very 80s.
there's a very thought out look, a very, very planned look. I love it.
Yeah, my wife was showing me pictures of her back in high school because I was like, "Oh, you so would have dated me and stuff." She's like, "No,
No,
I wouldn't have."
I was cooler
And-
than that.
But then she showed me pictures of like because the Madonna. I was like, "Oh,"
She
I was
still
like,
is.
Oh yeah, and she had her hair all down. I was like, "Oh my god, yeah."
Yeah.
I would have tried to date you. You know that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So,
So school
anyway.
was never like the school. Because it was the private girls' school was so intense and so rigorous, and they didn't have the boys there for a reason, so you didn't get distracted. Well, some of us
Yeah.
didn't get distracted. They'd ship them in for events, kind of thing.
Right.
Oh, there's a claim
Right.
to fame. Kevin Bacon grew up near me. He
Oh.
acted. He was one of the boys who was brought in to be on a theater performance because we didn't have any boys.
Oh wow.
Kevin
Oh,
Bacon was
wow,
at my
that's
school, acted in
cool.
my school
Nice.
before. I think a couple years before I got into high school, he was there.
Steven
Yeah.
You're
Spielberg.
officially 1 degree.
Oh my God, I'm a Bacon degree. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
you
1
are.
degree.
Oh, you're
so
a
that means
degree.
we're bacon degrees.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah, so we are now
Yeah.
2. We are now 2 degrees from Kevin Bacon. That's
No, I think
You're
we're
welcome.
about 78th. 78th degree from Kevin Bacon, but we're
Close.
78th.
Close.
Closer
And
than I've
do we
ever
need-
quarters.
Do we need to explain how 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon works to Chris?
No, I know
I don't
how
like
it
explaining
works.
stuff to him.
I love bacon. In fact, I used to fry it up all the time. Actually, Steven Spielberg went to my high school. What's
No.
up?
You should call him up and say, "Hey, dude."
Yeah. Oh, well, it was a little before my time, but still.
Ah, okay.
You don't know
Um,
me, but I know you.
I know you.
Right.
Dude,
yeah.
you totally went to my high school, bro. And I saw you in the locker room. I've got some pictures you might
Right.
want to know about, bro.
Don't
I
go
went
there.
to the same college as Jerry Springer.
Oh, did you really?
Congratulations.
Nice.
Okay.
I didn't. Wow, we're
The
learning. all
pride of
sorts
UC
things
Santa
here.
Barbara. Let me
Did
tell
you did you throw chairs at people?
Springer went to
all the
UC.
time. No, we threw tortillas. We threw
Yeah.
tortillas. So
The
there's a
Gauchos.
it was the one time that the basketball team got on ESPN was for a random game, and of course the school, everybody knew it. They had to stop the game early because the crowd threw tortillas on the court and they had to clean them off. We have never been on ESPN again
There you go.
until this last year, until when they made the tournament.
And did they throw tortillas?
No, they didn't. There was a
probably weren't
very,
allowed
very
to.
strict do not, and it was somebody posted a
Oh, they were patting people down.
Corner
yeah,
flour.
they did not discriminate, Lori. They did not discriminate. Both were
Thank you,
equally
Lori.
thrown. But no, it's it's funny. One of the sort of the best Gen X groups that I belong to on Facebook is the I Partied in Isla Vista from 95 to 02 group.
Good Lord.
Which is a bunch of 40 and 50 somethings just talking about their college experiences.
Oh
in this
man!
square mile.
Partied in Isla
college
Vista
town.
before that.
And Isla
Yeah,
Vista was a party town. Oh my
No,
good Lord.
it absolutely was. And so but it is, and so this was just a big deal when UCSB was back on ESPN, because we were there. We were part of the crowd that destroyed UCSB's ESPN
Tortilla band
debut. Yeah. So
they did something. So I went to University of Pennsylvania, which never makes it into sports things because it's Penn.
right. Yeah.
But there's a song that you used to sing at football games that was like, "Here's a toast to dear old Penn," and everyone would sneak toast in and throw toast on the field.
Oh jeez.
And then they got pissed off because then the birds would come, and then it became, so I think they banned the toast because there were
You got a
crumbs
flock
everywhere.
of seagulls going down on the
Right.
Yes.
just
So
sticking with the 80s theme, that's all.
there is a history, I guess, of stuff being thrown. Rocky Horror, exactly.
Rocky Horror.
Yes,
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
throw stuff during Rocky Horror. Yeah.
Yep.
Totally.
Oh yeah.
Love Rocky Horror, Patsy.
Oh yeah.
Gen Xers love throwing stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
throwing fits. And so okay, now see, now back in our day,
Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
No, where I grew up, remember the preppy thing became really
Oh.
big for a while?
Oh God, no. Oh God.
Okay. And so, well, a lot of our parents were we're going to make our kids dress in preppy because, that's cool. And, it became a thing, but I was very punk and so were my friends. So we'd wear the preppy clothes like the Izods, but like we'd cut the alligator in half and we'd put rips in our shirts and we'd still wear our dog collar chains and the preppy handbook right there.
Yeah. It was,
And
it was awful.
My dad actually got me one. Oh my God. Him and
On
his
purpose?
ex-wife were so into the preppy look. And he was like, oh my God, he would buy me all sorts of clothes. And I'm like, Dad, I'm not going to wear this crap. And I did. I mean, I love 501s still to this day. I think they're very comfortable, but I would have holes all over them. I'd wear them until they were falling off. Oh, and the polos.
Polos.
But
And
501s are just a
sweaters
staple
and-
jean. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
No, but I
that's
didn't
not
know
just a
that
preppy look, but-
the preppy thing, I didn't know this. Courtney mentioned it. We did an episode about fashion. It was just the girls. There was the double collar.
Oh, yeah.
So we wore two of
We wore
those,
two
and one of them
shirts.
flipped. I didn't know anything about that because,
Yeah.
Madonna
Yeah.
didn't do
Worse,
that.
They started wearing more and more. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
No,
Preppy
yeah.
Handbook was supposed to be funny, but then people took it real serious, and I thought that
Oh,
was
dude.
Oh
silly.
yeah.
My dad was like,
Too serious.
He's like pushing through stuff. And I'm like, are you?
It's a joke.
Number one, I'm really high right now. And I just want to eat dinner.
you're funny, Dad.
Yeah,
Right,
this
guys.
is awesome. But I want to eat and go back outside and hit the skateboards with my friends. So what are we doing? You really
See, I'm lucky because I'm younger
crushing
than
my
Chris.
vibe, dude.
So I was too young, and my parents weren't going to waste that kind of money on a growing kid.
Yeah.
Like luckily, I mean, like
Yeah, it was never. And we've talked about this that I was. Madonna wasn't exactly too goth, but Chris on our show, he was punk as hell.
Yeah.
And he had a mohawk, and he talked about the glue you needed for the
Oh, yeah.
mohawk and the blue
The
hair.
gelatin and hairspray.
That was so he was
gel.
punk as hell. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And Courtney
I
was
remember
very, very preppy, and so we all
Ironing. ironing people's fins. Because we make a
Oh
fin.
yes, you have to iron
And you'd
the
sit there
hair.
with an iron, but you had to do it like on the right temperature, because if you did
Burn
the
your-
wrong temperature, whoa,
Your head blows up.
Yeah.
I got problems. Oh, God.
You guys
Yeah.
saw the thing, it was maybe last year, that the girl used Gorilla Glue in her hair.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
You ever see that? Yeah. And it's like any punk worth their salt would have told you you're doing it wrong. These you
What?
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
or just don't worry
Gorilla
about it.
Glue?
Just go for it, man. Leave them in.
she
Yeah.
sued. She
It's
sued
there.
Gorilla
People that
Glue.
use super glue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then they just
I
lived
mean,
because they
just-
knew what they were doing, and they were like, "Well, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna wait." Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this
So-
way, all I got
She was a millennial. I'll bet you she was a millennial. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Guaranteed.
Didn't watch that full YouTube tutorial, did you?
Right.
Yeah. Sorry. Back to
That's
Oh,
awesome.
Oh,
Back to
so
intergenerational
good.
violence. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
That one's gonna stay with you for a while. I'm pretty sure.
So here, and I'll leave you. I won't bring that back up. But the girl who fired me was 35, and I was 49.
Mhm.
And when I left, she said, "I just have to tell you that the fact that you are self-taught and you have gotten so far in your career is really impressive."
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And I'm like, excuse my French. I'm like, bitch, I built your industry.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on, please. Let's just sort of acknowledge that. Don't play that game. So yeah, she was.
I
not
would
a
have
good
thrown a
one.
tortilla at her.
All those people that think that the college degree actually means something.
Yeah.
When I have a few friends that do they work in computer programming, and that they're all self-taught from the. I have one friend that he's been into computers since I've known him since the 6th grade.
Nerd.
The early
Yeah. Nerd alert.
his mom worked at the computer department at the college, and they would repair them.
Okay. And let me just say this about Gen X,
So-
by the way. We had some of the best movies ever.
Yes. And the
Oh my
best
God.
music.
Revenge
and the
of
best
the
music.
Nerds.
Oh, and the shirt he's wearing, that's the best. They're making a new one too. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it, but they're making a new one.
Yeah,
Those
that's-
well, hold on,
I'm
hold on.
actually
Hey, wait,
looking forward to the new one.
Okay, hold on. Have I not explained the new Ghostbusters yet to everybody here?
No.
Not
Okay,
to me.
everybody sit back. So the new Ghostbusters, it's called
At least it's not
Ghostbusters.
Star Wars. At least it's not Star Wars.
And
All
how
right,
does it
it's
relate to
called-
Star Wars? That's what
No.
I
It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. All right. So this Ghostbusters Afterlife was written and directed by a Mr. Jason Reitman, who is
Oh,
the son
Got it.
of Ivan Reitman, who wrote
did
and
the
directed the original Ghostbusters.
You did
Ivan
explain some of
Reitman
this.
was over Jason's shoulder the whole time he was filming this movie.
So
Yeah.
he knows everything. I buy that. That I accept.
So there was a screening last night, which everyone said this is the most natural sort of nostalgia sequel that we've ever gotten. And I'm a huge fan of Cobra Kai, right?
Oh, yes.
Which I think
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the best nostalgia driven sequel that we've gotten of a
And it's
story
so
that-
good.
that
And
came
it so
out.
doesn't it's like it doesn't try to be anything other than what it is. Like I love
Yeah.
the fact that
Exactly.
they don't take it serious.
Yeah. So the fact that
that's awesome.
that the writing team of Ghostbusters Afterlife is Reitman, it's
Yeah. No,
So-
okay. I'm
I'll
game.
buy
some
that.
stuff about it.
So
some-
let
some
this
of the
fester
behind
your
the scenes
excitement
stuff.
a little bit for Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yes.
Right
Up
now.
for it.
Look,
Okay.
Patsy and Lori are in with us.
Yep,
They're
I'll
on it.
go.
I
I think
you know
that's
what?
good.
We should all do a watch party and then all get together and comment about it.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. You know I am.
It'll be like what Mystery Science 3000 with all the heads.
Oh my goodness, we have
oh my
to do
God.
that. We have to do it.
Oh, ooh.
That is
All
a Gen
right,
X
we
thing
gotta
too.
Figure out how to do it. Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, that was a great show.
See, we're awesome. We're an awesome generation, and
Yeah.
you see
I
it.
miss
You miss.
the Friday or what? I can't remember what night. Wow.
Friday night
Saturday.
movies.
Oh no, it was Friday night.
What was it? Friday night. MST3K came out. With
Yeah.
a new episode on
On Comedy Central.
Comedy Central.
recent.
And man, I would get home. People are like, "What are you doing tonight?" I'm like, "I got to get home."
This is
And,
waiting
because
for
I worked
me.
in a restaurant, so everyone else is going to go out drinking.
You're watching Mystery Science
I got to
3000.
get home, man.
Dude,
Mystery Science
yeah.
Theater comes on in like half an hour, and we like clean up. We got to get going. Takes me 20 minutes to get home. Come on.
Dude, that's
I gotta
that's
get
another
gas.
thing. That's another thing these earlier generations don't appreciate is getting your ass home on time to watch a show so you
Right.
don't miss it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
because you can't watch it later.
Or screaming
yeah,
in the middle
because-
saying, wait, I gotta go pee. Wait, I'm coming.
Right.
Yeah.
Because scheduling a VCR to tape it never worked.
No.
Never
What I miss?
worked.
What I
No
miss?
DVR.
What I miss?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Lori,
it's true.
Lori nailed it.
The VCR did tape Formula One races for me
Oh yeah. Yep.
because I was not getting up at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real
to
racing.
race. and
But
then
were
go to
we
work.
we were the only generation who knew how to fix the clock on the VCR.
That's right.
This is true.
That's
which
right.
is how
yeah.
I knew
it
how
never
to
blinked 12 in my
record.
house.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my God, that would drive my dad nuts. Will you get over there and fix it?
Right. We're
Okay,
the only people who
Dad.
could fix it. And we're still
Not my
IT
fault
help.
the power went out in the middle of the night.
No, it's true. And I'm still IT support because of that. I mean, and I'm sure every Gen Xer, when they go see their parents, they're like, we have a list of shit that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
Get ready. We got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Well, this is why my wife is a honorary Gen Xer because that's her mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. Let me walk
Oh,
you through
man.
it one more time.
Well, all right. So now
My mother-in-law doesn't watch this, so I'm safe.
Fair enough.
Now, so we were talking about the Preppy and the school. What was it about, like the first day of school back as Gen Xers? What was the one big thing for you?
I think I'm probably a weird one because of where I went, so I'm going to defer to the others.
Well, we're all a little odd here, so it's not a problem. Mine was finding out which locker was going to be mine, and because it never happened till the actual first day. And at my school,
Lockers.
it was lockers right there, Lori Luna. Because it was kind of a free for all. You weren't assigned a locker. You were just kind of,
you had to fight for it.
Yeah, you had to
Really?
find one, and lots of people, would get like right as you came in the school. There was all those. It was like, damn it, and because I was a slacker and I was outside getting high and like, oh yeah, I gotta go get a locker, and so yes, there was a bit of a delay, and I'd end up usually over by the art classroom and shop in the back of the high school.
Yeah, but those were the cool kids. The cool kids were there.
Well, yeah, it was funny because it ended up working to my advantage because it was right near the smoking section in the high school. So I was like, no problems. Avoiding the lower lockers. Oh yeah. If you had an upper locker, bonus.
Really? Okay.
So we were assigned lockers both in junior high
So were we.
and high school, and I did get upper lockers in both.
Yeah.
And you kept that locker. Like junior high, I had the same locker, 7th, 8th grade. High school, 7 or 9, 10, and 11. Because
Really?
My school was just into anarchy, I guess.
I was so a slacker that I did not want to go to high school my senior year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
I said, I'm done with this crap. I did not have time for
4 years of the same locker. Lori had the same locker.
Wow.
So yeah, we
Man.
had our high school. We had 3 years of the same locker, and then the seniors had lockers in the main hall. So we would all get main hall lockers senior year, and that was
Special.
the benefit. Yeah, the benefit of being a senior.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Once you're a senior, you walked in and went, "You think this is your locker?"
Right.
At least at my school, we'd be like, no,
Yeah.
dude, get out. But I was here for. I don't care. I'm not going to beat you up, but I'm really going to make your life miserable if you don't move from this locker now.
Yeah.
And that kind of happens sometimes. So
I had a guy try to do that to me when I was a freshman because I had an upper locker. So hey man, you gotta trade with me. And like, why?
Why?
I'm a junior.
Right.
Like, why? Like,
Why?
yeah, buddy,
Again,
I have
why?
an older brother and I've got 4 older stepbrothers. I'm not afraid of you.
Right. Yeah.
There's nothing you can do to me to make my life any worse than it is at home. So
That's
Bring it
another
on.
thing coming into high school with an older sibling who's already there gives you
Yeah.
so much cred. It's
Support.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an only, so I had nothing.
Oh, see,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I had
Okay.
three
See, and I got-
sisters.
I got
So
screwed. My brother and sister went to
two
different
older,
high
one
schools.
younger. And
Oh, yeah. I
Well-
had a brother who was a junior when I was a freshman, so he was
That's perfect timing.
undeclared king of the school. So
There you
that
go.
was, yeah.
we had Lori senior quad. Yeah. We
I had
actually
the
just hung out in front of the school. So
And just
Those
smoked.
are real, like senior quad. See, I went to such a small high school. We didn't.
well, I mean, so all girls, but my graduating class was 34 girls.
Wow.
oh wow.
That's
So each
a lot
class
smaller than-
had it was a very, very small place. But still, I mean, I don't remember lockers except for I guess 5th or 6th grade. Somebody stuffed me in one.
Oh,
geez.
sorry. That's
And that has
terrible.
lasted
I'm
and like
so sorry.
blanked out anything else that was good about lockers. But
Wow.
literally it was kind of
Ugh.
like, oh, well, we don't like you, and they pushed me in the locker, and that's what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah. Oh
Wouldn't
yeah.
happen nowadays because
Oh, there's rules for
oh,
that
man.
shit.
Oh
yeah.
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 Not back when we went to school. It was like,
No.
hey, you
Right.
live and learn.
No,
And
not the
I
cool
got
kid.
pushed into a locker trophy.
Adulting sucks. I'm sorry, Corey. Adulting does
does,
suck.
Corey.
I'm very
Yeah.
sorry.
That's okay, Corey.
I
You
hate
didn't miss much.
adulting.
I'm just kidding.
Hey,
This is one of our best
that's
shows.
the beauty of the
Just one.
podcast. It'll
That's-
be downloaded tomorrow, and you'll be able to listen to it all again.
Yeah.
Relive the fun.
Relive the '80s with us. Well, hey, it is what it is, and we all made it through our
We did.
high school years. So, to the most part,
For the
right,
most part.
right.
Went to Patsy went to an all girls Catholic high school. Hello there.
Yeah.
90 girls in my class. Senior year they
Wow.
had about 60.
15 to
15
pregnancy.
to
See, look.
pregnancy. Very fertile
Very
class.
fertile class. Dude.
See, not
Wow.
having boys there doesn't matter. We had one pregnant girl in our school, and we were a mixed high school.
Wow.
Oh my god, I love that. A very fertile
Woo.
class.
Yeah, that
15
is.
That's incredible.
And
So
all Corey's
good.
friends exist in retrospect. So
Right.
Catholic.
they're all figments of
Oh,
my
my
imagination.
Wait,
Oh, wow.
Wait.
That's
I-
awesome.
Who remembers the first time they could get to vote?
Oh, yeah.
Who'd you vote for?
Dukakis.
Oh, wow.
We did an episode about that. Actually, we did about first vote and talked about what we remembered and where the cutoff was. And unfortunately, we were talking about RBG during that thing, saying we love her and she needs to make it. And then like next week she passed, and we're like, we've just
Oh.
cursed RBG. We're very
It's
sorry.
all your guys' fault.
All our fault. But no,
Well-
it was a big deal because Courtney is our historian, and she talked about when the date moved because
Ah,
Yeah.
it wasn't always in November. It used to be in March.
Right. Yeah.
So there's a
Right.
shorter period. It's all because of the seasons and because of blah blah blah, all that stuff. But yes, we remember our first vote.
Flibbity flab.
Flabbity flab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm starting to.
But it's funny you asked that. I missed being 18.
I'm starting to fade.
Missed the 88 election by a couple months. I turned 18 the next January.
So you missed
So a little voter fraud going on. I think enough time's gone by. My mom let me. I had to vote for George Bush. That was her.
Million
made-
points
she
a lot
made you-
coming together.
Okay.
But
Wouldn't be
Everything
prudent
else,
at this juncture.
I'm going to learn how, because it would be another 4 years till I got to actually. So I got to learn how to vote then, and got
That's cool.
a taste for politics.
And then you voted for Bill Clinton, didn't you?
I sure did.
Yeah.
because I was sexy is what it was.
Actually,
No,
I
but that
didn't
was
vote
it.
for Clinton. I think
Really?
I did not vote for another major party person until
Did you vote for
Obama's second
Perot?
term.
You voted for Perot.
I'm all ears. I'll tell you right
I
now.
voted for Perot.
I may be a crazy
Oh.
son of a
I
bitch, but
I
I voted for that.
I totally
fucking-
voted Perot.
Good old what's his face, Mr. Unsafe
Nader?
at any speed,
Nader.
Ralph Nader.
Ralph Nader.
Yep.
For many
Oh
years.
yeah.
I'm
yeah.
a big
Yep.
Nader fan.
Mr. Green Party.
Yeah.
Right. Interesting.
And I voted for Roseanne at bar one year.
What?
And she was a Green Party. In
Who?
Roseanne Barr ran for president?
yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh,
I'm trying to
dear.
remember like what year that was. That was
Google it.
Yeah.
Roseanne
I'm that
Barr.
old goog.
So
cap
while-
power
I'm trying to
there.
think like she was against George Bush too. Lil Bush.
Shocker that he won.
W.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
she's
while Matt is googling that, when I was looking at colleges in 92, one of the colleges I went to was Occidental in LA. And their big selling point was that Jack Kemp was an alumnus,
Was an
and
alum.
and all of the football players, because I was getting I was getting romance for football over there, belonged to the fraternity that Jack Kemp was part of.
Oh, Lord.
And so and so it was a big deal, and that was the election that I could finally vote for. Was the '96 election, was Clinton, Dole, and Perot, but Kemp was Dole's running mate. So I was conflicted that I partied at the same frat house that Jack Kemp was versus,
Hey, I partied
versus,
there
big-
too.
versus big Texas politics with
We had
Perot.
cigars, by the way. It was awesome.
Right. Yeah.
Lots of chicks and dresses.
Well, Beau Biden was in my class at Penn. So
Oh wow.
I didn't know him
Wow.
because I was a theater geek and he was not.
Sure.
But at move-in, one of my friends saw Joe moving Beau in. And Joe,
Oh,
at that point,
wow.
he was going to run for president that year. I guess he failed out of the primary because there was a cheating, plagiarism scandal.
Right.
Huh.
But that's the year I went in 87. I went to school.
Politicians and cheating. Imagine
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
But Beau apparently was like the coolest guy on campus. And it was a big campus. So
Yeah.
Huh.
claim to fame, little claim to fame.
Well, isn't that special?
Right.
Hmm.
Well,
Well,
also, and
politicians-
the orange guy also went to my school.
Aha.
The orange guy. Yeah.
The orange guy.
Oompa
So
loompa.
there is that.
Yeah.
But
Listen,
I
they're
think
all-
Beau
they're
got
all
in.
douchebags.
That's right. Beau got in probably in his own volition. I don't think the orange guy did. Allegedly.
Right.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yes. Allegedly. Wow.
Yeah.
Lori's right in there.
I
All
think
right,
he was
Matt,
bought
What'd
in.
you find out?
Yeah. What'd you find out?
She
Matt's
Roseanne.
on Google.
I'm trying to. I think she was the presidential nomination of the Peace and Freedom Party.
Really?
Okay.
Party?
Yeah, in 2012. In 2012.
She was peace and freedom. Well,
Right.
freedom I can,
The-
but
the-
peace.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, then she's gone through a little bit since then, and
Yes. Roseanne
I
has
don't
shit.
regret voting for her at
Just a
the
little-
time. I mean,
Gone
because she
through a
wasn't
little
gonna win. And
alteration.
I'm actually cool with the Peace and Freedom Party. They're
They're for peace and freedom, man.
like who's not
Far
man?
out,
No,
dude.
they align pretty decently with my politics. So.
Okay. As
But
long
I
as
also
she
like the
didn't.
Green Party and whatnot. And,
Yeah,
as long
for
as
the
she
Bronx
didn't-
and flatulence party, man.
but then she went a little crazy over the next few years.
Well, yes. As long as you
Yeah,
didn't
I'd have
go
been
for the
there.
orange menace, I don't care.
Right.
Never.
Oop. Sorry, I guess my background music was a little too loud. So,
But but I guess I didn't vote for her because if she ran in 2012, then
That was Obama.
I voted for Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Obama too.
And that was the first time
Obama too.
that I had
Obama
voted
too.
for a
Obama for.
major party person since '88.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
I say we all vote Bill Clinton again.
Yeah.
That'd be
There's
hot.
I think they're doing what's the ghost story, the horror story, American Horror Story, American Ghost Story. They're doing one with impeachment. They're doing one with Hillary and Bill and Monica.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I saw
wow.
some ad for it.
Yeah.
I was like, what is that?
It'd be really sexy without Hillary. That's all I'm
I
saying.
dated
Well,
a girl that went out, or that went to Halloween as Monica Lewinsky. Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
Monica
That was
has-
such an easy costume, though.
oh,
It was horrible.
What,
terrible.
a blue dress with a stain on
With
it.
a
What?
stain.
Yeah.
And a cigar.
She has come out.
It's
as-
mayonnaise from my sandwich. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not going to say anything anymore.
Anyway.
Just can't. No, but she's come out as being, even though she's probably a little younger than we are. Monica's awesome on Twitter. She is. She has come out and been sort of.
She's awesome on Twitter, all right. I'm not gonna lie. She's awesome on other things. You know what I'm saying?
Laura's going to beat your ass. I'm just saying.
No,
Laura, all I'm saying is
I
she's
agree
an excellent
with you.
candidate
She's
for hotness.
come out and she's owned it and said, "Who cares?" So
Right.
what?
And she
Exactly,
survived it. And she's and I
Like,
think
whatever.
that is one of our hallmarks too. It's like she survived
Yeah.
some trauma and she's moved on and she's either makes fun of it herself. See, Laura's gonna get you, Kristian. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Billy survived it. Billy did all right. So I'm just
Billy
saying.
stayed married, right? He stayed married, which is
Right.
shocking.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't call it a marriage. I'd just say it's kind of an acceptance of
Yeah,
living in the same
business.
room. Kind of.
Business.
Yeah.
It's a deal. And there's chicks involved. That's all I gotta say.
Oh dear.
And free
Oh, Lord.
McDonald's. What's up?
He's so old now though. Like I can't imagine that he has the
is.
energy for it. Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, there's energy there, baby. I'm not
But they
gonna
got those
lie.
little blue pills.
What's
Oh
up?
god.
So,
Vote for
anyway.
me.
You've been
Well-
just waiting to do the impression. He's been waiting to do a Bill impression. You can tell.
It is on the
Yeah.
list. We're
Okay.
gonna do a show of me. Basically, these guys are gonna have the list, and I'm going to do impressions that they call a 75.
He's
Hey,
75.
that's the
Yeah.
new 45. What am I saying? What's up?
Just had a birthday.
Um,
He did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I'm getting a year younger every year. What's
He doesn't
up?
look great. I mean, he looks like
No.
ragged.
He
My wife-
looks skeletal. He does. He doesn't look. You see him in public, like it looks like there's a lot going on to keep him
Upright.
awake
Listen,
and like
you
there.
live with
Yeah.
Hillary. You live with Hillary. You be looking as bad as I do. What's up? Woo! I'm lucky to
stepping
make it
back.
out alive. I know I'm pissing off Lori. It's hot.
And I got to say, this will probably piss off Lori too, but I really wish that the DNC had
See my wife?
pushed,
Oh, Bill is visiting me tonight.
Hillary as the Democrat.
It was tough.
Was,
It was tough. I mean, she wasn't a great candidate, but
Nope.
I still voted for her because female presidential candidate. Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's gonna agree.
But I mean, but if that's all you got going for you, I voted for her. Like whatever.
Yeah, we're getting down a really dangerous path because
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to hit some
Such a
politics
slippery
here.
slope
Lori,
right now.
Lori
Yeah.
we're gonna record and Lori's gonna be like, "You tell that Kristian." Seriously.
Now, Lori, I've
Listen, Patsy, nobody likes Hillary. I'm just telling you. We all
I,
pretend we like her and think she's cute and all. She's sitting over in the corner, but oh my God,
I just think that Hillary was not.
she's a man.
Was not the right.
She wasn't.
Oh,
They
I never
ramrodded
wanna
her
meet
in,
Lori.
and that's all I'm gonna say about that. And
Yeah.
go Bernie.
There were better women to represent the Democratic Party than
I think
than
much
Hillary.
better women to represent.
I could have run for president.
And I think that she thought that when
I
she
came
got
up with
into
the greatest
politics-
car in the world, and
Um,
nobody wanted to drive it. Oh, sorry.
I don't know. I'm not gonna. We'll save this for another show.
This is
Lori.
another show.
We'll do the politics cast.
But,
and,
Way to ruin the
get
show,
nice
Matt.
and angry.
I didn't hate her. I don't hate her
No,
by any
you
means.
ruined it.
And,
No.
It's all over.
and
That's
yeah, and on that note, I have to go cook dinner. here pretty soon, everyone.
Yeah.
And I got to go bang my wife.
I gotta
Oh.
go do my job.
And I gotta go publish a podcast episode because we're going live tomorrow with our
Yeah.
Cars episode.
Oh, there you
So
go.
There we go.
yeah. Yes. I know.
You guys will
I
like
can't
that.
wait to hear that.
Okay, I can't wait.
All right. Well, yeah, I think this is probably the best way to end the show.
it's like
And
bang
here we
versus
go.
whimper.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
answer
while we're
Patsy
still
Ann's
talking
question.
to each other. Yeah.
What's for dinner tonight is BLTs on
Oh.
Brian's sourdough baguettes.
I love
Ooh.
BLTs.
Yeah.
Oh, especially
We've
on
been-
sourdough bread. What about Gen X? Oh, we've been talking Gen X, honey.
And I
Ooh,
got
we're getting tamale pie tonight. That's hot. and
the last
sexy
couple
and
nights
Mexican.
I made a
What's that?
tri-tip on Sunday, and we had
Ooh.
tri-tip tostadas last night.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
The
Wait-
leftovers, and there's still a little bit more left over, so I'll probably have I don't know.
That's
when I'm gonna
awesome.
get that.
Wait,
I might
so you
have
do-
a tri-tip salad tomorrow.
Oh,
Do
Matt's
you
an
do the
amazing
cook-
cook.
So he does the cooking. Matt, you do the cooking.
I'm a house
Yeah.
spouse.
Ah, that's awesome. See,
Yeah.
I think
my
that's
wife works and I
you go.
clean.
Yeah.
Look at
Clean.
the head bob come out.
Yeah.
She's like, girl, ow.
Yeah.
Okay, damn it. I
I mean,
shouldn't have done that.
Talk about
No, oh, yeah.
Jen, and this is why it works in really well with me being a slacker, is because
You don't
this
have to go
allows me to be a
outside
photographer. It allows me
Yeah.
to cook
to
cool
do my
stuff.
thing,
And you
and-
don't
and
have
to
kids
cook.
either. Right.
and
so
I don't
that
have
so
kids,
so
so we have money.
He's
My
gotta
neighbor
figure
came
out-
over the other day to give us some mail, and he's like, looks in, and our like our
And the house
buffet
is a mess.
thing-
He's like, how many
Oh,
kids
the
you
house
got?
is a
He's
complete mess. It's
"None."
like, oh, holy crap, that's embarrassing. But
And no,
'cause we
Matt
haven't
isn't
had anyone
Mexican,
over
but
in a
he
year
loves
and a
Mexican
half.
food.
But
Hmm.
he's like, wow, you guys have a lot of stuff because our buffet is filled with alcohol because I don't really drink.
but it's
And,
there.
but it's
Right.
there for like the 3 cocktails I have a year. And then just knickknacks.
Ooh.
Knickknacks. And you can have knickknacks when you don't have kids.
Yeah, because they
Correct.
won't
Or
be
d- or
playing
cats.
around with it. and-
Or,
Right.
well, I have a
cats.
cat, but I have a very
Oh.
lazy, stony cat.
Oh yeah, his
Who-
cat is.
I left her
He-
listening to Pink
he
Floyd
has-
when I
It used
Oh,
to be
nice.
a cat. It's just a lump. It lays in the sun and gets
Little
high
gray
and
lump.
listens to Pink Floyd. No lie.
Lori
happened.
has a adorable dog named Pixie. And
Aw.
Pixie always knows when we're wrapping up a recording because all of a sudden Pixie appears on her shoulder and we're like, Pixie wants you. So
It's
we're
time
gonna
to
have to
done.
wrap this up.
Time to go.
Yeah,
and
it's
Lois, I am not Mexican, but I am Californian.
So
And
He
tacos.
makes amazing food.
So
Therefore,
Not as good as you.
a little by proxy. A little by proxy.
Yeah, I'm a Californian and born and raised.
Yeah.
And I
Well, and living on the Central Coast, I mean, yeah,
I
you pick up a lot.
if there was no such thing as Mexican food, I would be
That counts.
I'd be dead. I don't know if I'd be able to.
Is
live
there any
without
reason
Mexican
why I
food.
didn't marry this woman?
Mhm.
Not only did she still say yes to me after I told her I wanted to be a pirate as my life goal, but she counts.
I would die. If she didn't have Mexican food, Lori would, yeah. Lori has told stories about tamales, about
Yeah,
making
tamale. Oh my god! When I
Yeah.
lived in
Oh,
San
man.
Francisco, really quick here,
There you go.
the old ladies that would sell the tamales at the top of the BART stations. I don't.
Oh,
I only buy. I don't buy like pre-made tamales from a store or anywhere.
God,
And you
you're
go
fresh.
to a restaurant and they're like it's hit or miss or whatever. It's got to be the little old Mexican ladies that would sell them from the 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah.
The little.
Yeah.
And they open up the
Oh,
little
but
towel,
they were
little steam would
so
come out, and you're like,
good.
"Give me a handful of those."
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Matt, come visit. There is a tamale stand down literally 2 miles away from my house at the Chevron, which is exactly that. 2 old
At the
ladies show up every day. They have a little
Wow.
tamale shack right there, and they are the best things in the world. No,
Dude,
they have
it's-
ruined tamales from
Oh.
anywhere else.
I need
Yes.
Lori's family to make me tamales. I need to come out to visit her and she needs to make me tamales. I'm just saying.
There you go. There you go.
And by the way,
Cecilia's Mexican fish fry the best. Okay.
just so you
Alright,
guys
got it.
know, Lori and I have never met. We do.
Oh, that's
wow.
right.
That's cool.
That's right.
Lori and I have
cool.
never met, and then the four of them have never met each other. Like
Yeah.
I know Chris, I know Courtney separately, but I never met
Oh,
Lori.
wow.
So we see each other every day, and then one of these days we keep threatening that I'm going to go west. They're all in California, and that we will
Right.
go sit someplace and record in a studio, and it will probably sound like hell. Because
Right.
there's just something about being like this that works, and that we would just be sitting there looking at you going, I don't know, what do you think? I don't know.
And
Yeah.
just being from radio, trying to do a live interview, like when I was in college, I tried to do a live interview with Green Day before they were big. And let me tell you, they were wasted and
Yeah.
I was hungover. And I'm
Oh,
trying
great.
to talk to them, and we're just, I mean, I couldn't stop laughing because we were just having so much fun anyway. You couldn't I just kept playing music because okay, we got to go back to music, and I'd hit music, and the school directors, program directors sitting there going,
You do
throwing his
something.
hands
Right.
up and looking at me like, what the are you doing? And
And
he'd
you're
come in
going-
and be like, you guys have to talk. You have to talk. They're here for a reason. And it was just like, oh
And
my
you're
God.
just giggling.
Oh,
giggling.
I'm giggling. We're
Yeah.
talking fart jokes and stuff, and they're throwing records at each other, and he's like, "Stop that!" And there's a disc going all. But yeah,
Oh my
it
Lord.
was.
I don't think we're gonna throw shit at each other, but I do think that it would be interesting if we could all get into one place and record together. But maybe not. I mean, the whole beauty of the fact that our podcast sounds the way it is that we sound like we're in the same room, and we
Right.
couldn't it be further apart? Although two of them
Yes.
in LA County, one of them is up north, and then I'm clear on the other side of the country. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you could get any closer than that if we actually recorded it together.
Right.
Maybe
Well,
we would
that's
just
the
die
beauty
trying.
of the interweb.
Now that we have it.
Okay.
Yes.
So, well, now since we are wrapping up, let's pump up your show here a little bit. What days do you drop your episodes?
Drop our episodes. We drop our episodes Wednesdays, every other Wednesday. So
Every other Wednesday, okay.
it'll be tomorrow, which is our release day.
Right.
And then we do seasons. Thanks to Chris
cool.
because he does TV. He does late night TV. We actually started doing 22 episode seasons since now we have a reason to because we
Right.
understand it. And things that we've recorded that we haven't released yet. We did a love and marriage one, which is going to be
Oh, nice.
interesting. We recorded. We're going to be recording misheard song lyrics.
Ooh, nice.
Oh.
Ah.
That one we did a happy hour on that one.
Love is
I
Right.
have
what
a
I've
safe
got.
of those. Yep.
I'm going to
Yeah.
need to reach out to you to get those.
We actually
Okay.
discussed that on the last podcast on a couple
Yeah.
songs. We were like, oh yeah, we totally screwed this up all the time. So
yeah, right. And we couldn't Google lyrics back then. So
No, you
Right.
couldn't.
we're always looking for interesting topics, but it's always going to be sort of the four of us as opposed to bringing anybody else on and just sort of talking.
sometimes interesting guests.
Well, hey, if we can, what
If you
we've
know
been
of anyone
doing.
That's interesting.
If you haven't, well, here, and I'm going to show you. So we have buttons.
Nice.
Love it.
Ah,
That they
oh
do.
my God, I so need that button.
Email,
That
but
is
all of
my
you guys,
favorite word.
Yep.
ever.
if all of you guys want to send me your addresses, I will send you that. I'll not only send you that, I will send you stickers. We have swag. So there's little.
Love it.
Nice.
Yep. We even
Love
have.
it.
We were talking about movies earlier, so you guys know the pose.
Oh
From
yeah.
Oh.
Breakfast
Beautiful. Say
Club.
anything?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
Breakfast Club. It's
Yep.
the end
Sorry,
of Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
I was hanging a boombox over my head for a second.
It could be right if you had both hands, it would be.
No, you're right. You're right. My fault.
No. So we are always looking for interesting topics. We do have a Facebook group. So if
Yes.
anyone wants to join, you have to answer some questions. And I'll knock you out if you don't answer them. But
I'm
Jed
in it.
Nelson, yes. So find
Yeah.
us. You just do a Google, and then we're also on the gram, and we do daily 80s lyrics from songs or from movies or from something,
Yep.
just sort of get
I
you in the
belong to
mood.
them all.
So we have a good time, and we're like we said, we're going to keep doing it till it's not fun anymore.
Yes.
Although Lori wants to be discovered, so if anybody knows anything, Lori wants us to be discovered.
So if he discovered,
I don't know what that means, but she wants us to be discovered. So
are we getting back to the dress thing again? Because yeah. Give
No.
it what? Oh,
not that,
no,
that
sorry.
discovery. Different kind of discovery. Just saying.
I know.
No.
We need to be discovered. That is for sure.
And all of us
We're
do.
working on it, and
but-
you guys are definitely there. You.
Thank
I
you.
mean, you're getting so many. I mean, I see you guys grow every day. So
I love that. And we would love to have you guys on. So we've been doing these we just tried this to do a clip with somebody who has a mic, frankly. We ask them a question, they record an answer. And then we bring that in. So we could do that. We could actually have the three of you on and maybe ask a question. You guys all give responses to it. And then we could throw it in on a topic. Because we don't, the conversation is sort of weird because there's four of us. So if we bring on an interviewee, it's tough.
Yeah.
But that seemed to work. We did it for our concert episode. One of our friends is she's a radio reporter, local radio reporter. And she did a story all about In Excess, about how they Michael Hutchins recognized
That was cool.
Her.
That was a great story.
And she has the great mic. It's a gorgeous mic.
Oh,
Just saying. So yeah, we that would be fun. We could record something, figure out what a topic is, and Lori's like, I'm in.
Yes, Lori,
then
we're on it.
We're on it. This has been so much fun. Thank you for including me. This has been awesome.
Eve from Gen X Stories, make sure you join in and check her page out and podcasts. They are on Spotify. You're on like all this.
We're on all of them.
So wherever you can hear a podcast, that's where you hear it. And so make sure you join in with Miss Eve.
And we have a website, genxstories.com, where you could get all the episodes, but you can also read about the host. You can learn a little bit more about Lori there, and we publish each of the episodes there as well.
Right on. All right, Lori. Well, thank you again so much. Excellent job for being on here and putting up with us. We appreciate you so much.
You guys rock.
All right, Lori. Have a great day, and look forward to seeing you again soon, babe. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Eve.
All right,
awesome.
Gentlemen.
That's so cool.
That was absolutely great. And God, see, I told you she was going to be a blast.
Yeah. She's amazing.
So much fun, dude. All right. So listen, this is the deal. Sunday, we're going to get together. We're actually going to do it live. So we'll do it live on here, our little pre-show meeting that we do on Sundays. And yes, we will get everybody. I will leave. We will get you. We'll get you everybody's address, and we'll send you a little something as well. Thank you, ma'am. She's saying she's going to send goodies to all of us. So right on. Guys, Sunday we will be on. Now, we will not be on next Tuesday. Let's just announce this right now. We are going to be on that Thursday. We are going to have Joel Carroll. He has written a book. He's a former gang member, addict. He's cleaned up his life. Dude, he's got an amazing story. I was narrating his book for him. Unfortunately, we had too many technical glitches and just had to basically bail out of it. But man, me and him became really good friends, and his story is just amazing, absolutely amazing. So anyway, Joel Carroll will be on next Thursday. We will be on next Thursday, 4 o'clock, same time, just different bat day. So make sure you tune in for that. Andrew, your show is you got live tomorrow or
no? So we record tonight.
Tonight. It'll drop Friday.
Record tonight, and it's talking the Marvel What If series, as well as a random Netflix horror series that we sort of happened upon called Brand New Cherry Flavor. It's I watched it, and then Joe's really big into horror movies, and so I said, Joe, you have to watch this. She watched it, and she's just like, oh my god, this is incredible. And so Nate doesn't like to watch horror movies, but we got him to watch this, and he's finishing it up right now. So I have a feeling that most of our cast will talk about this Netflix series that we talked about.
Yeah, man. All right, beautiful. So Friday, make sure you tune in and check out Rum and Regrets. Matthew, anything you want to pump out there? Or, yeah, just make sure the hippies use the back door.
That's right. As long as the hippies are using back doors, and I hope, Lori, I didn't make you too upset with my Hillary opinions, but I've been a political junkie since the late '80s, and I have opinions about stuff.
Yeah, that's what makes America great.
But I did vote for her because, yes, a woman president would be really cool. But.
So there we go. All right. Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining in. And we will see you Sunday. And make sure you all tune in. It'll be 1 o'clock Central. Or, yeah, about 1. Sundays are
1
kind of a
Central.
gray area time-wise. But it'll be around 1 o'clock Central time that we will be doing our pre-show show. So there we go. I guess that's what we can officially call it, the pre-show show. And for the Random Christian Show, make sure you like, follow, subscribe anywhere that you see us or hear us. And we have now hit over 1,000 downloads, and we are at officially 101 Facebook followers. So thank you so much for doing that, guys. Really appreciate it. Keep passing the word around. Like, follow, subscribe, and keep it coming, guys. Really appreciate it. Andrew, thank you so much, sir. And we will see you next week. And Matthew, again, thank you again, sir. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And to all of you out there, hey, make sure you're taking care of each other. We're all we got out here, man. So help each other out whenever you can. I'm not saying, walk around and give somebody $100. Just do what you can to help each other out and take care of each other. All right. In the meantime, we will see you next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you, Consolidated Skateboards. And thank you for watching. Peace out, kids.
Adios.